You're watching Breakfast Daily, coming to you live on Channel 1 TV from our studios here at number 5 Owula Hansen Lane in Tesano, Accra. I am Nanatufo Boateng. Many thanks for your time this morning. We're going to go straight into it. Quite a disturbing story that came out yesterday, where somewhere in Achimwenchi in the Denchambor district, we understand a mining pit has collapsed, caved in. About 20 persons still trapped in there. 4 people confirmed dead. Quite disturbing, quite worrying. However, the most disgusting part of all this is that rescue efforts were being thwarted. I listened to the DCE for the area, and his concern was that the youth of the area were thwarting rescue efforts. And it beats my imagination where you're doing something illegal. Okay, because the law or the state has failed to crack down on these people, it's emboldened them enough to think that even when there is a disaster, when there's an incident that requires authorities to act, they can do what they like. It's so much impunity and it's nauseating. We need to crack the whip on these people and do something about it now. That your colleagues with whom you engage in this mining, whether legal or illegal, which I suspect heavily is illegal, are trapped in a pit. Authorities are doing their best to rescue them. And you think that you are some gangalia or you are what's in the area, so you can thwart the efforts. For what purpose? What are you hiding in that pit? For which reason you don't want the authorities to go there to rescue your colleagues? What could be in there? What are you protecting? What are you hiding? It's quite disturbing. And I think the DCE should have just ordered the arrest of all these young men and have the police pick them up so that the rescue efforts could continue. Even to the extent that you vandalized the DCE's car. I understand that he drives a pickup vehicle and his windows were shattered. Where are we going as a country? Why are we doing this to ourselves? That an unfortunate incident such as the caving in of a mining pit, trapping over 20 people, 4 being reported dead, and there are rescue efforts by authorities, and you think that the area belongs to you, you are the king or the chief of the area, and so you do as you please. The bigger question we should be asking is, what exactly are they hiding in that pit? For which reason they do not want the authorities to go in there to rescue the people trapped in there? Maybe we should get serious. Maybe we should toughen up. Maybe we should have some bold leadership regarding this issue of illegal mining and, of course, its excesses, including the collapse of mining pits that continuously takes the lives of individuals in this country. Peace. Shalom. All right. Now, are you a JHS student between the age of 11 and 15 years? Are you interested in writing your way through the minds and hearts all the way to the top? Then this is the best opportunity for you. The Literacy Challenge is back. It's on. It is live. And you should be part of it. This year, our topic is quite simple. In not less than 600 words, discuss the effects of climate change on agriculture in Ghana. What challenges do these effects create for individuals, families, communities, and the nation? Suggest practical solutions to help all Ghanaians mitigate these challenges. Now, this is the format in which your script should be. Your script must be in your own handwriting. And please take note, the script must be in your own handwriting. The script must be endorsed by a parent or guardian. Script must be endorsed by a parent or guardian. And you need to add your full contact details. Okay? The deadline for submission of entries is Saturday, the 26th of July, 2025. And so after July 26th, we will not be receiving any more entries. Do your best to submit your entries on or before the 26th of July so you can be a part of the Literacy Challenge. Now, here's how you can submit your entries. You can walk to our front desk at Dabraka, that's 97.3 City FM, and drop it off there. Or you can come to Tesano, Channel 1 TV here in Accra, and drop off your entry here. But you can also mail it via post. That's to the Literacy Challenge. The Literacy Challenge, P.O. Box GP 141 14123. P.O. Box GP 14123, Accra Central. That's how you can mail it to us via post. Now, if you need more information, call us on 0205 973 973. 0205 973 973. Remember that the Literacy Challenge is brought to you by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 City FM and is sponsored proudly by Belmu as well as GB Assessment. We say thank you to Belmu, thank you to GB Assessment for being part of the Literacy Challenge 2025. You get to walk away with 10,000 Ghana cedis, a trophy, and the bragging rights as the most outstanding all-round junior high school students for the year 2025. And so don't forget that the deadline for submission is July 26, which is a Saturday, 2025, on or before then, because after July 26, we will not receive any more submissions. Do your best to send your submissions in. Let's see who gets the bragging rights, who takes away the 10,000, and who gets to carry the trophy for the Literacy Challenge 2025. That said, on Sundays at 6:30 p.m., we bring you the Volunteers TV show. Your host, Stephen Kwekudako, will be engaging some experienced people who have been doing the volunteer work for a while. They will be sharing their experiences on when, why, how, and where you can do volunteer work, or you can participate in volunteerism, or even how you can also come up with your own volunteer ideas. And so be part of the show. It's at 6:30 p.m. every Sunday here on Channel 1 TV with your host, Stephen Kweku Dako. All right, now let's make life easy for ourselves, okay? Go onto the Google Play Store where you can download the Channel 1 News app. And you can get all the updates, all the 411, all the current affairs, all the real-time stories on the Channel 1 News app. Okay, the stories are spanning current affairs, politics, entertainment, business, sports, lifestyle, showbiz, just name it. Download the Channel 1 News app and you can have access to all of these offerings on the app. Quite easy, quite simple. Just go onto the Google Play Store, look up Channel 1 News app and download it, install it, and voila, you are as current as the app is. Okay, thank you for staying with us. This is still Breakfast Daily. We're going into the newspapers now. I'll start off today with the Ghanaian Times. Front page has a picture of the Energy and Green Transition Minister, John Abdullahi Jinapo, and he says, no power outages. No power outages. That's according to the Energy Minister. Fight against illegal mining given impetus. AG directs Iyoko to investigate individuals involved. Fight against illegal mining given impetus. AG directs Iyoko to investigate individuals involved. Ketia Market Project. Give displaced traders first. President Mahama directs. On the matter of the Ketia Market Project, President Mahama is directing that displaced traders should be given stalls or shops first. CEO of Adamus Resources Limited denies fraud allegation. CEO of Adamus Resources Limited denies fraud allegation. And then when you go to the back page, it says no teacher should retire homeless. That's according to the sector minister Haruna Idrisu. No teacher should retire homeless. Attributed to Haruna Idrisu. BH Fetrago presents partner to boost inmate farming skills. BH Fetrago presents partner to boost inmate farming skills. That's the Ghanaian Times for today. Let's get into the Chronicle. What's the Chronicle saying? Fuel prices shoot up as Dumso levy kicks in. Fuel prices shoots up as Dumso levy kicks in, and then it gives you a breakdown of how some of the OMCs are selling. Makes reference to Shell Ghana and Goil Ghana. All right. NPP bigwigs condemn top-down flag bearer election plan. NPP bigwigs condemn top-down flag-bearer election plan. Then you have child custody blues. Father wants Baba Sam jailed. Child custody blues. Father wants Baba Sam jailed. Iyoko ordered to probe Yamin. Frimpong Boateng report. Iyoko ordered to probe Yamin and Frimpong Boateng report. Adamus Resources Limited flatly rejects baseless campaign against company. Adamus Resources Limited flatly rejects baseless campaign against company. Scripture for the day is from Galatians 6:8. Whoever sows to please their flesh, from the flesh will reap destruction. Whoever sows to please their flesh, from the flesh will reap destruction. That's the Chronicle newspaper. Let's get into the daily guide, shall we? NDC bigwigs hot over Galamsey. NDC bigwigs hot over Galamsey. And this is in reference to the Attorney General's letter to Iyoko to investigate Joseph Yamin and Yakubu Abanga over allegations of engaging in illegal mining and, of course, behind some illegal task force. All right. Other stories on the front page of the Daily Guide. Parliament passes fisheries bill. Parliament passes fisheries bill. 2 arrested for posing as Gold Board task force. 2 arrested for posing as Gold Board task force. Igbo community disowns so-called king. Igbo community disowns so-called king. And you have Gali calls for open access to law. Gali calls for open access to law. That's the Daily Guide newspaper for this morning. The New Republic says Angela List in $100,000 cash for gold storm. Angela List in $100,000 cash for gold storm. NDC bigwigs caught in Galamsey crosshairs. Iyoko launches probe. NDC bigwigs caught in Galamsey crosshairs. Iyoko launches probe. NPP government squanders $227 million on scandalous ECG contracts. NPP government squanders $227 million on scandalous ECG contracts. Cocktail of scandals hits Agrada. Cocktail of scandals hits Agrada. Shut up, I bailed you. Brian Achampong arrogantly cuts Wontumi down to size at NPP meeting. Shut up, I bailed you. Brian Achampong arrogantly cuts Wontumi down to size at NPP meeting. That's what the New Republic is saying. Let's check out the Daybreak newspaper. What's the Daybreak newspaper saying? It says, child custody row. Baba boyfriend flee with child. The story is gaining too many legs. It should be dealt with by the court. Anyway, NACOC scanners breakdown at KIA. Ghana linked to the rescue. NACOC scanners breakdown at KIA. Ghana linked to the rescue. OSP declares Ofriata's chef de cabinet wanted. OSP declares Ofriata's chef de cabinet wanted. Vice President's residence hosted Kevin Taylor after secret arrival, Adomotre alleges. Vice President's residence hosted Kevin Taylor after secret arrival, Adomotre alleges. Tema Police, GPHA strategize for 24-hour business. Tema Police and the GPHA strategize for 24-hour business. Time to take you online now. We'll start off with channel1news.com. Ex-NPA CEO Mustafa Hamid, 9 others charged in 280 million CD corruption case. The OSP has issued a statement and is charging the former Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority, NPA, Mustafa Abdul Hamid, some 6 other individuals and 3 companies for their involvement allegedly in a 280 million CD corruption case. We'll be keeping an eye on this to find out how it pans out. But let's bring you some other stories. EduWatch says Ghana's scholarship scheme serves political elite, not public. Ghana's scholarship scheme serves political elite and not public. That's according to EduWatch. Kofi Asare, who is the executive director of Africa Education Watch, sat with Bernard Avle on the Point of View show last night here on Channel 1 TV. Government directs Ghana Gas to cut spending and refocus on core mandate. Government directs Ghana Gas to cut spending and refocus on core mandate. From school fees to flirtation, prank calls overwhelm Ghana National Fire Service emergency lines. We like concerts in this country. We are calling the emergency line to flirt. Hey, of all the problems in this country, this is what you choose to engage in. From school fees to flirtation, prank calls overwhelm Ghana National Fire Service emergency lines. Arocha welcomes Iyoko Galamsey probe, warns against cover-up. Arocha welcomes Iyoko Galamsey probe, warns against cover-up. All right, let's do some other stories. Truck driver arrested for crashing into a Akufo-Addo's Nima residence wall. We understand last night a truck driver crashed into the wall of the former president's Nima residence, breaking a section of his wall. Other stories say NEDCO embarks on revenue mobilization exercise in Bono region. NEDCO embarks on revenue mobilization exercise in Bono region. Fuel levy to cover revenue shortfall, not energy sector debt. That's according to Opon Nkrumah. Fuel levy to cover revenue shortfall, not energy sector debt. As a member of parliament for Fuasia Irebi, Kojo Opon Nkrumah speaking there. OSP declares former finance ministry advisor wanted over SML probe. Ernest Dakun Akore has been declared wanted by the office of the special prosecutor. We understand that he secured a warrant for his arrest from the court. And so he's published same, declaring him wanted to answer some questions regarding the probe into that revenue assurance deal between the GRA and SML. I'll avail myself when invited for Galamsey probe. As a vice chair of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Abanga speaking there. Biggest joke of the day, Hannah Bisu mocks minorities' call for her dismissal. Biggest joke of the day, Hannah Bisu mocks minorities' call for her dismissal. And when you go to Achimwenchi, 4 feared dead, 20 trapped in Galamsey pit collapse. 4 feared dead, 20 trapped in Galamsey pit collapse. That's happened in Achimwenchi in the Denchemboa district of the Eastern region. Police arrest 2 for posing as Gold Board task force members. People are brave. Police arrest 2 for posing as Gold Board task force members. Now let me take you to citynewsroom.com. What's on citynewsroom.com? Let's see. OSP charges Mustafa Hamid, 9 others in 280 million CD scandal. OSP charges Mustafa Hamid and 9 others in 280 million CD scandal. Other stories, GSS to businesses, cut prices, innovate and pass savings to consumers. GSS, that's the Ghana Statistical Service, to businesses, cut prices, innovate and pass savings to consumers. Kwachio Fosu dismisses minorities' call for probe into Ablekuma North violence. Kwachio Fosu dismisses minorities' call for probe into Ablekuma North violence. Police seize over 400 boxes of tramadol in Tamale drug bust. Police seize over 400 boxes of tramadol in Tamale drug bust. Fitch expects policy rates to hold at 28% as BOG convenes emergency meeting today. Abolishing teacher licensure exams would be a disaster. That's according to Kofi Asare of EduWatch. Abolishing teacher licensure exams would be a disaster. Trotro driver arrested for crashing into wall at Akufo-Addo's Nima residence. Trotro driver arrested after crashing into wall at Akufo-Addo's Nima residence. I'll resign if found guilty of Galamsey allegations. I find this statement funny. Now, if you are found guilty, you are going to jail. So automatically you have resigned. So, I mean, you don't come and tell us you resign if you are found guilty. If you are found guilty, automatically you have to resign. We will jail you. So, what is our resigning found guilty? Anyways, OSP declares former Finance Ministry Technical Advisor wanted. OSP declares former Finance Ministry Technical Advisor wanted. Sema Banga, a vice chair of the NDC here again speaking, says, I've never engaged in Galamsey activities. I've never engaged in Galamsey activities. Might be trivial, but sometimes maybe if some of these things are going on, God should just come down and expose whatever it is, whether there's any truth in it or if it's a lie. You understand? Maybe God should just give us some writings on the wall. And then we'll see. Because the way they speak boldly, and then last hour you hear that they are begging in some courts. But it is well. There's an investigation ongoing, so hopefully we'll get to know the findings thereof. All right, I'll bring your final round from citynewsroom.com. Ablekuma North calls for my removal a big joke. That's Hannah Bisiu Kote speaking there. She says calls for her removal by the minority is a big joke. Yesterday, the minority in Parliament called for the removal of Hannah Bisiu Kote and Malik Basintali for what they say is an alleged endorsement of the violence that occurred in Ablekuma North during the rerun of some 19 polling stations in that constituency. All right, so go online, okay? Find time to go to citynewsroom.com as well as channel1news.com. And of course, you can download the Channel 1 News app and you can get all the 411, all the news, bring you up to speed, up to date, stay current with all the information on the Channel 1 News app. But let me quickly do a scan through the Daily Graphic. Daily Graphic newspaper says, families want state support for autism care. GT Bank's efforts commended. Monday workshop focuses on inclusion and acceptance. Over 227.6 million US dollars ECG contracts terminated. That's according to the Energy Minister, John Jinapor. Mustafa Hamid, 9 others charged for extorting 280 million cedis from oil companies. Teacher licensure exam faces out August 30. And then when you go to the back page, Greater Accra Lands Commission Board urged to sanitize land administration. And then First Bank Ghana Women's Network mentors ULA SHS students. So that's the Daily Graphic newspaper for this morning. Like I said, find time to go to citynewsroom.com. Find time to surf channel1news.com for all your relevant news, current and up to date. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 TV. Stay with us. We'll be right back with a news review segment.
He cheated on his wife 15 years ago, and now she's paying him back. He's lost her, but he still loves her. What should he do? Join Chris Carter and his sisters as they unpack this emotional roller coaster on Sister Sister, where real stories meet raw truth.
Dear sisters, 15 years ago, I cheated on my wife. I'm not proud of it, but I was deeply unhappy in the marriage. After the affair, I tried to make amends, planned vacations, romantic gestures, anything to bring the spark back. On one of our trips, she met a woman. Let's call her Jane. Lately, I also met someone new. She's kind, warm, and I find myself falling for her. Sisters, I'm stuck between holding on and letting go. Please, what should I do?
Now, to top it all up, now this guy too, you've also met somebody again.
Yeah.
That you also fancy.
Yeah.
Then it means that there's a problem
You're not
fundamentally with the marriage.
Sometimes you think that those things, the material parts, material things, makes it easy for you to let go of the pain. But it goes deeper than that.
We keep saying here that it builds a lot of resentment, toxicity inside of you. It makes you an awful person for you to keep it in you.
This Friday at 9 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV. Sister, real stories, real women, real talk. Sister is proudly sponsored by Gino. Gino truly cares.
Welcome. It's Play to Aid.
Get ready for the game show where every play has a purpose. Welcome to Play to Aid, the only game show where your knowledge and skill don't just win you prizes, they help change lives.
What sport is considered the most popular in the world?
Every point you earn goes toward real-world support, from school supplies to health kits, clean water to emergency relief. Play smart, play big, play to aid. Catch all the action, the drama, and the heat.
Most commonly spoken language in Brazil.
Portuguese.
Play to Aid every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Edna, let's begin.
The Play to Aid game show is proudly sponsored by Tang Palace, Giraffe Island, and VVIP.
Let's get into the world of sports like never before.
You know how we do it on Fridays.
Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. on 97.3 City FM for Sports Panorama, your ultimate destination for all things sports.
One of the biggest scandals in this country's history. You can't spend 250 million USD and come out with that.
From the thrill of association football to the excitement of basketball, tennis, athletics, and even emerging sports, we cover it all. Whether it's the Premier League or the latest NBA showdown, we bring you the stories behind the stars.
Getting an opportunity to become a national team coach, he should understand the politics around football.
And don't miss the prayer of the rabbi.
Joe was Zebal. How Zebal there? Zebal won Chaboke.
We're not just about the games, we're about the community.
If you are going to be given this kind of treatment, then you need to be that guy. When I look at him play, he is not it.
Or when it's time for Don't Call Me.
Join
the conversation as we connect with fans across the country and beyond. Want the latest updates? Send us your thoughts and we'll feature your comments live on air. And remember, we like to hear your predictions for matches and your thoughts in general. Think you know who's going to win? Let us know.
Big shout outs to my YouTube people.
Tune in every Friday at 7 p.m. only on 97.3 City FM. Sports Panorama, where sports come alive.
Amen.
Sports Panorama, your weekly sports fix. Don't miss out on the action. Sports Panorama, catch the excitement every Friday.
This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 TV. I am Nanatufo Boateng. It's now time for the news review segment where we get to engage our guests, our panelists on various topical issues that dominate the news cycle. We bring you different perspectives to these matters. And then, of course, you also get to be a part of the show, which is very interactive. And so we'd like for you to join us on our socials. We're live on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on X. You can tweet at us with the hashtag BreakfastDaily. Well, you can send your comments also via the WhatsApp number on your screens. Let us know your thoughts, your comments, your contributions, and of course, your suggestions to the show. Send them in, and then we'll do our best to read them out on the show. All right. This morning, I am seated with a former regional minister for the Eastern region and, of course, a former member of parliament for Empraeso. The Honorable Sete Champion is here. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It's good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So we'll dive straight into it and start off from Parliament. But Parliament is speaking about Ablekuma North and that parliamentary rerun, which we saw on Friday, the 11th of July, and the chaos that characterized what would have otherwise been quite a simple exercise. Go vote, go home, allow party agents and EC officials do their collation and make a declaration thereafter. However, we saw an invasion of some well-built men who engaged in some, if you like, some violence. We saw a former minister of state, a former member of parliament attacked and assaulted. And then, of course, we saw some party officials, including the deputy organizer for the New Patriotic Party. Then our own, of course, journalists were attacked as well. We saw a policeman slap a journalist with the EIB network. We saw a reporter from Joy News also being attacked by some of these men. Well, the minority in Parliament has spoken to the issue, demanding the dismissal of some government appointees, namely Louisa Hannah Bisiu-Kote and Malik Basintali, for what appears to be their alleged endorsement of this violence. Hannah Bisiu has responded, calling it the biggest joke of the century, that the minority will call for her head in such a matter. I'll go straight to the Honorable Sete Champong and pick his initial thoughts on the violence on the day of the election and, of course, the position of the minority vis-a-vis the response from Hannah Bisiu.
Nana, good morning once again.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning to everybody watching us. I have always condemned, and I'll sit here this morning to condemn again violence. Democracy is not violence. Democracy is how I am able to also speak up my concerns, and through that expression make it abundantly clear that this is our practice,
right?
And this is how we have to hold the practice. For me, I believe in my heart of hearts that what happened last week was poor, and it did not add to the dispensation we are in and our experience so far.
Right.
Because I believe that post we enacting the vigilante law and witnessing Techiman South, we have not had such actions characterizing our previous by-elections with run. I say this with emphasis. We had run Ase North, we had run Kumewu, and both were contested by the two leading political parties. NDC winning Ase North and NPP winning Kumewu. My interest is how, when we had spoken against the rerun, and I'm speaking from the basis that when the EC had already organized a meeting to collate the results post the 2024 elections, they were beaten and ransacked. Footages from their CCTV cameras captured people who were the corporates who had acted in that event. Nothing happened to them. I haven't heard anything from the police how they had prosecuted those people.
Right.
So for me, it was one of the reasons why I was against a rerun.
Right.
Knowing the turnout and the events that occurred in the 2024 elections, I didn't want a situation where this beautiful democracy we are enjoying, which is offering me the opportunity to sit across with you this way and express myself. I didn't want it to be marred by that behavior. And so if we don't do it, then we don't do it. Now, Elsie comes back. That's why I had to go after Elsie, and tells me that this time around, the police who could not offer them protection to do the coalition and further declare the results is now convincing them that they should go. That was just 3 polling stations. They should go and run 19 polling stations, and they will give them protection. And so that is it. So my worry is, what pre-deployment arrangements did the Ghana Police Service do? Because you see, elections in this country are governed in security sense by the Ghana Police Service. It is not for nothing. That is why the Inspector General of Police chairs the National Election Security Task Force. So if the police, who is a civil police, will not be able to provide the necessary protections, we are going in a negative direction. And I say this because I have witnessed more than the recent by-elections we've attended. I was in Nkranza North. I had been in Fomena. I've been in Chiriponi when my colleague, when I first entered Parliament, Doris Seydu, the late Honorable, died in Chiriponi. I was in Chiriponi for the Chiriponi by-election. That brought a young man, a very decent young man from NDC to Parliament. And I've witnessed talency. I've witnessed, even prior to my going into Parliament, Ablekuma Central, not Ablekuma North, Ablekuma Central. We've had it before. We've had by-elections in Ayawaso West Wogon. We've seen. And post Ayawaso West Wogon, we said no. Let us disband these groups that everybody is trying to create and make a law that will help us, because the dispensation allows us to govern ourselves under rules. And so I had a lot of faith that post Ayawaso West Wogon and the things we're going to do, we'll not encounter some of these things again. But to the contrary, and my pain, when people say women are their own enemies, sometimes being a former chairperson to a gender committee in Parliament and staying on the committee for long and interfacing with many women, I became a he for she guy. And I support women activities. So today, when I hear certain women speak about fellow women with certain tones and language, it just breaks me down. And as a child of faith, as a Christian, I encourage my fellow Christians that let us protect the faith and be guided by what the faith teaches us to do. Because definitely we will err. But if you know how to err, and if you believe in erring, I don't think you are promoting the faith. And I want to encourage all of us to do it right. Because this country, for me, and I always say it, I love this country. The benefit of becoming a member of Parliament and subsequently a Minister of State offered me opportunity, a privileged one, to travel the globe. And I've witnessed several opportunities. Once upon a time, I was in Belfast, in Northern Ireland, for a peace-building mission, because I happened to be on the Defense and Interior Committee. And this was a Commonwealth meeting. And when we had to tour Northern Ireland to see the communal conflicts that split that community, it really dawned on me that conflicts are not healthy. I've been to Liberia. I've seen what internal conflicts, the damage it can do to our societies. And for a person like me, I would never ever condone violence. If anybody comes up with violence, I'll condemn you. Even if you are my own, I'll condemn you to the hilt. And I've always maintained my stance that democracy is not for violence. And so I would not entertain any fellow who believes that this is what has happened. And what is even worrying is that the gentlemen who were in theater, as has been all over, in new media post what their actions told us, had the effrontery to stand and record and said, we didn't go to beat anybody, we went there to beat the Honorable Hawa Yakubu. That is Hawa Kumsin. It pains me so much because it tells me that people are emboldened that they want to destroy our democracy. Democracy is not violence, and I repeat it. So people should learn that wrong is wrong and right is right. And we should not entertain that in this practice. Because like I always say, I lived AFRC, I lived PNDC, I believe in what we are in today. I don't want anybody to promote what is happening in our neighbor's country and that new media, other world superpowers are weaponizing new media for our youth to believe that such dictatorship is what is good for Africa. No, that is not good for us. I have lived this and I have witnessed this, and it has enhanced my being. And I'm able to express myself freely, willingly, without any worries. To end, the reason why I make this commentary is that my colleague I did student politics with, an Honorable Haruna Idrisu, he's now a professor in Canada, Professor Odate Wellington. His father was the late General Odate Wellington, who died during the AFRC mutiny. And I say this, when even we had started the democratic dispensation, before the criminal libel law was outlawed, he was on Ghana television. Then we didn't have media pluralism like we have today. And he commented that our former president, President Jerry John Rawlings, was a con man. You know, he was taken off set, he was invited to the BNI and investigated. And so we have traveled and journeyed far in this dispensation. And some of us believe that where we are today is good for this country. So we should maintain it.
Very well. Very well. Let's say good morning to the Honorable Nilanti Vanderpoy, National Coordinator, District Road Improvement Program. Good morning, sir. Elvis Dako is also here, editor of the News Center newspaper, newscenter.com. Gentlemen, good of you to join us. Thank you so much. Honorable, I'll throw it to you. But before we go to Ablekuma, let's go to Accra Central. You have some issues there. Some containers growing up there. Just a quick comment on that one, a brief one. I'll play a video so that viewers can see exactly what it is that you're referring to. Which area is this specifically?
This is the middle of the road from UTC towards Kokobot. UTC towards Kokobot. So you see cars coming from Adebraka towards Accra, and then the other side, cars from Accra towards Adebraka. It's an eyesore. It's an eyesore. And let me say this. A year ago, they tried. And what annoyed me most was that I was leaving the constituency around 11 p.m. And I saw people cutting down trees that have been planted there since the days of Osajefo that have come in Nkrumah. This road used to be the main road on which, during visits from foreign heads of state, as a schoolboy, we used to assemble and hoist our flags and to receive people. Until recently, it was the most principal road in Accra. So it's a road that we know. Today, it will take you close to about 1 hour 30 minutes to move from Adebraka to Accra Central because of the congestion in that part of the So during the time of Henry Quarter, when I saw that they were cutting down trees to erect containers like this, I protested. And through my brother Henry called me, together we went, and right there, he got people to demolish all the structures. So I thought that was done. Only for me to get up 3 days today and be confronted with such a thing again at the same place. And the women who are selling the yam, the plantain, and the rest are being driven off, and now containers are being built. So the person has also contacted the regional minister. So the regional minister called me, and then we found out that the mayor of Accra and some people were behind it.
How?
And that's what made me annoyed.
But didn't the mayor embark on a decongestion?
That is the issue. That is what is horrible about the whole thing. Because somebody who had just embarked on decongestion, now erecting containers in the median of Kwame Nkrumah Avenue. I've never seen that before. I've never heard that before.
No.
But I don't blame the people doing it. I blame somebody like the regional police commander, who's right in front of his nose, this is being done, and sitting there and looking on. It looks like the Accra Central Police or the Accra Police Regional Commander. Even when the plantain and the yam is being sold right in their bedroom, they will be quiet and look out. Because this is unexpected of any city.
True.
Containers in the middle of a road. You see, when I was seeing the voices of how the women were insulting the president for allowing this, I got mad. Because the president did not know anything about this.
Right.
The president is not involved in this. And so, the region minister has given the instruction that by tomorrow, these things should be removed from there. And I hope they will respect it. If they don't, I will take one of my drip machines and visit them.
You're
because
going to
I'm a
them
Ghanaian.
yourself.
I'm a Ghanaian and part of government, and I will not allow such a thing to be done to discredit the government I'm part of. And I'm a Ghanaian and I'm a Ghana Dangwe. I will not allow such nonsense to be done in Accra. I will not allow. It's like you sitting down and looking on and somebody bringing rubbish to your house and you keeping quiet. This is unheard of. I've never seen this before.
So there's a call to the mayor
of Kwame Nkrumah Avenue. And people are building containers. What? This is it's obscene and I don't want to say it.
Very well.
It's disgusting.
Very well.
And every good citizen, every Ghanaian should condemn this. Why? What is it?
Right. Okay, thank you for that one. We just had to chip that one in because it's a disturbing phenomenon that's coming up.
To have bites at it.
Sure.
Minister,
I'll give you a bite on it. But I need him
will
to, since he has the floor, he should just give us his thoughts on the Ablekuma North violence and the position of the minority demanding the removal of some government appointees, namely Hannah Bishu and Malik Basintali.
Well, thank you very much. Let me say, the earlier video and the earlier story has unsettled me a bit, but I hope I'll be able to put things to right. The truth of the matter is that I, sitting here, I have been a victim of political violence. And as such, I will never condone political violence in any way. My 12 years as a member of parliament wasn't easy. And political violence was one of the reasons why I decided not to contest elections in Odododo again, because I couldn't stand when people are killed, people are maimed, people's lives are destroyed because of elections and voting. So I will not condone any political violence. And what happened at Ablekuma North, I would want us to look at it critically as incident of vendetta more than political violence. Because apart from those incidents, there was no incident at any of the police stations. And I'm happy my brother has just mentioned the fact that what happened, the people have come out to say that they came there principally for Hawa Kumse. Why Hawa Kumse? The question should be asked. Why did they come there not for Brian Champong, Kennedy Japan, or any other MPP operative, but Hawa Kumse? 2, those people involved, why did they target Hawa Kumse? I'll put it back to my brother. Hawa Kumse consistently visited violence on certain group of people in their constituency. Consistently. It led to death. It led to destruction of life. Some people have been incapacitated up to today. If the government she served in had taken measures to punish her and to make people happy that the justice has been served, this wouldn't have happened. You understand? Because of the impunity she exhibited and because she was not reprimanded for the acts she got herself in, certain people have developed hatred and bitterness towards her. So those people will look for any opportunity to visit vengeance on her. Because surprisingly, I don't see what anyone will have in his mind and heart to decide to come there just because of her. And not because of miracles or any other person. To me, the most acerbic MPP communicator today is Miracle, so I thought he would have been but no. He was there, he was conducting his interviews, and then nobody touched him. Why Hawa Kumse? Is it because those people have something against her? Is it not because of the things he has done? And then ask yourself, she herself, when she was going there, did she have in her mind that such a thing will happen? Was she expecting it? And why was she expecting it? You know, the accounts have something that says, Uju and Trace to Smooth. Okay, so that was there. Because she wouldn't have had, no other person there at the place that had any other weapon on him or her at any of the police stations. She had a weapon. She was prepared for war. You understand? 2, when the people asked her to leave the place, if she had not used the pepper spray, do you think anything of sort have happened? So sometimes,
but was it within the rights of these people to ask her to leave?
You know, on election day, anything of the sort happens. I have been to a police station, just even registration. Then somebody will come. No more chair, she be. I leave. You see, it takes 2 to tango. So when somebody, you can see somebody is pushing you into a confrontation. If you turn around, it is not weakness. It's just because you don't want to get yourself into a confrontation, unnecessary confrontation. You understand? So if she had just moved, there wouldn't have been any consequences as we saw. So sometimes we must ask ourselves certain questions that, did my actions lead to this result? What role could I have prevented this occurrence? So all these are things that we must look at. I feel sad that it happened to her, but then I don't think this should warrant, because the people who are talking, and Abisu talked based upon what our Kumsin has done to her. You understand? And she gave instances. So there's bitterness, because she's not being appeased. After all that, nothing has really been done to reprimand our Kumsin and to give some satisfaction to Anabisu. So why wouldn't she say that? You understand? So I don't really, what did Basintali say? That should warrant such a decision. Because he said the guy who did the flying will be the new commander of the K5. It's just joke, one of those things we do just to bring tension down and to create that laughter.
But when you know the office you hold and the responsibility placed on you, I think your communication should be in a more responsible.
But what did he say? What did he say?
That an incident of a sort has happened and you seek to trivialize it with your commentary.
So what post having people posted to create fun and laughter? You see, why are we taking everything like, let me say, Cold War of the sort, that it could trigger something else? They say, oh, this guy, for the way he flew, is going to be the new commander of the K5. This is just a light statement to create fun and when I saw the comment about it, there are some people condemning, but others were laughing. You understand? So I think we should sometimes, our politics should not just be, let me say, hard and rough. Sometimes we should be flexible about certain things. What having been said about these things before? When Nana Akufo-Addo said, me, I laughed because you understand? I don't want to add the others. I laughed. The next time I met him, I said, hey, Nana mienu. You understand?
Right.
So sometimes these things will happen, but let's yes, it is good sometimes to tell the person, oh, Charlie, what you said was above the calf, you know, it's below the belt or this, by next time. You know. Yes, but then to demand that that person should, where were they? When Haya Kumsin was defending her firing of gun, did they ask her to resign? Did they ask President Akufo-Addo to remove her? Did they do that? When Brian Champon was standing on a political platform and saying that did they ask President Akufo-Addo to sack Brian Champon? Sometimes some of these things we should be careful, because what is agitation for? Something has happened. Let's isolate that incident, act on it, and use it as, let me say, an example to the threat. Look, what we saw. So when people are making, my brother is mentioning Talensi Chiripone. Gomwa here, I was nearly killed. One of my sisters, Aisha, a lady, our Kumsi's own was small. She was dragged on the floor and dumped into a gutter. She had cut all over her body.
Gomwa?
Yes, Gomwa here, by election. People have forgotten the... And the NDC supporters were bathed in acid. 2005, the Mankata by-election. When they are mentioning, people mention incidents that suits them. But I'm saying that let's all, as a country, look, say that these things are not good for our democracy, as my brother said. Because look, there is nothing better than democracy. There's no option for us as a country. We'll have our differences, we'll have our petty squabbles, but then we'll have an atmosphere where we can freely express ourselves and enjoy our peace. The other is not an alternative.
Right.
So we should, as a collective, especially the young ones coming, some of us are getting old, we are getting to pension rim in politics, in partisan politics, but the young ones coming should know that such things do not augur well for the future development of our democracy and the peace and the tranquility we enjoy.
Right.
And as such, they should be the main actors in seeking peaceful democratic environment and trying to make by-elections especially become more this. Because I was in Asin South, and let me commend the police. I was in Asin North. You know, the sort of policies and, let me say, decisions taken by the police before, during, and after Asin North made it one of the best by-elections we've had in this country. This particular one, I think the police did well, because generally it was peaceful. But for that Hawa Yukumsi incident, and that's why I want us to isolate that incident and say that if it was not Hawa Kumsin, it was Elvis or Seta Champo, would we have had
a journalist was assaulted?
The journalist was assaulted by who? By a policeman.
No, there's a video of some of these men assaulting a journalist. There was a lady, we are not sure who she is, who was also slapped.
As for journalists, I have been a journalist before. As for, so I've gone to cover football match, I was beaten. Does it mean we must stop playing football?
Collateral damage.
It happens. Those incidents across the world, journalists have suffered one incident or the other in the course of their duty. It is not right. The world, the international human rights organizations have talked against attacking journalists in the line of their duty. So that one is an issue. I don't think that that person who looked like this one.
This is the police.
The police police have taken an action against the policeman who did that.
Yeah.
It's not right. So those are not, you would generally say that is what marred the election, because this was just isolated incident. But I'm looking at the main issue that have brought all these discussions, and I think it is proper. Look, I'm saying it here. There was another incident that happened. My investigation have shown that it was not an NDC MPP thing. It was MPP's own internal problem.
Really?
Yes, the issue about Chris. It was Chris boys and our boss boys.
Really?
But my brother is laughing. He knows. It was Chris boys and Abbo's boys that were involved in that control, that this thing. But it has now become NDC and PP. Because people thought that the two parties were the ones involved. But people who want to use by-election as the grounds to settle their own internal parties cause too. And that happened. Because the two of them are all my boys. I've talked to the boys around them, and I've got clear that the main issue in that Chris thing was Chris and Abbo problem.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes these incidents will happen. We should isolate those incidents, identify them, and try and resolve the operational difficulties around them, than to condemn the whole by-election and say the whole by-election was violent.
Right.
It was not.
Right. Thank you. Elvis, quick thoughts on first the Accra issue, the containers that are springing up there, and then we'll delve into Ablekuma.
I thought I've said it here before, that as a country, we are only playing. We are not serious. We joke so much, only talk.
No action.
No action. As Honorable Lante has said, the mayor of Accra knows about this project. That's why Honorable's accusation of the police is out of order. Because the police is not in charge of planning of a city. City planning is the duty of the city authority. So if the mayor of Accra, who is responsible for the city, is the one planning Accra, what can the police do?
But can the police identify such as an illegality and deal with it?
How can they do that? It is only the city authorities' laws that will say this, and they will invite the police. The police does not determine how a city is planned. The city authority, what is happening here is against city rules. It's against us. So police come in because somebody is doing an illegality. But if the city authority says the one doing it, who says it's illegal when it is the authority themselves doing it?
Right.
So if the mayor of Accra knows about it, if we are faulting the police, in this case, I think that the police cannot be faulted. Because if it's any ordinary person doing it, and the mayor of Accra is does not know about it, then that you can blame. But when the mayor of Accra is the one behind the project, and the planning of Accra is in that area, it's in the hands of the mayor of Accra, because the city authority that plans the city.
Right.
And if by their plan they think that they want to redesign Accra, and as part of redesign is to put containers in the median of roads, and they are the one doing the project, what can the police do? The police doesn't plan cities.
So when the mayor of Accra say a kiosk will come and put at the charge office or the police, they will say that and allow.
If the land, if that place is under the control of the city authority, what you should understand, planning a city has nothing to do with the security of police.
Right.
Every single thing about planning of city is about the city authority. The entire area covered by city authority. Whether you can put the kiosk here, you cannot put it there. It's not the police who determine that. So when you see police enforcing action on it's because the city authority has let the police know that what this person is doing is wrong. So come and help us enforce the law. The police does not determine where things are put. So in this case, though it's happening in front of the Greater Accra Regional Police, so long as Honorable is informing us that the mayor of Accra is behind the project, then I think that the police will have little to do. Because the police cannot go and tell the mayor of Accra how to plan Accra.
Right, very well.
So that is what. But see, it's a shame. I passed there just recently, and the women who are selling the medal, I think the previous mayor did something. They put these barricades here and here, so the sellers will be in the middle of the barricade so that they don't spill onto the road in itself. I have a problem because even the middle of the road should not be a place for selling. I have a problem. It should not be a place for selling. So for city authority to barricade both sides and create a space in the middle for people to hawk, for me, I have a problem. But for you to now go and drive them out and then now put containers there, that shows the level of our thinking, the kind of people we are appointed to office, and how we all sit down aloof and allow city authorities to destroy our cities, and we don't say anything.
Right.
I've said it. 20 years ago, Accra and Temanko looks well planned than today. Because the number of kiosks, containers, and this we see today around were not in the system those days. Today, places that are supposed to be roads to somebody's house, a container is there. Somebody road that has kiosks. All kinds of things are happening. And then we are paying people as city authorities every month. paying them salaries to plan these cities. I've said it that I've gone around and realized that we are not, as a country, Ghana as a country, we are not, we don't want to plan this country. We have no plans. Because with the little places I've been to, if you go, I went to China, and every city authority you go to, they have a main hall in the city building. And that main hall has the entire design of the city sitting there.
Right.
Even when the land is not occupied, it's determined that this land, this is the project that has been planned to be there. The entire city is planned, and so they follow what is there. The entire design is sitting there. If you go to Kigali, you enter the city authority. How they want Kigali to look like is in the middle of the building, a big hall, and they will show you this is Kigali. This what you see here is this. Go to AMA, ask them what is the plan for city authority.
Oh, we have.
Where is it?
It is. We have.
Current one.
We have.
It's an old one. I'm talking about current one.
Yes.
There's nothing current.
It's not updated.
Yes.
But there is.
The old one you're talking about, we've destroyed it because the places we are not supposed to build, we are built.
I will agree with you.
We built in places we are not supposed to build.
We need to redesign.
So that's the point. So what exists there doesn't actually make any sense anymore because we didn't follow it. We actually destroyed the whole plan. So you see, and if you go to Sabdan, you go to whatever district.
I will not cut you. Do you know something? Today, if you finish, take your cameras to Opera Square and see what is happening there. Opera Square. The only bus terminal we have in Accra. Somebody is building 10-story building there. On the right, we have 10. On the left, we have 8-story buildings. So no bus can make a U-turn there. So the buses are now loading from the street. From there, go to Independence Avenue Girls School. The space that's supposed to be for a playground for the school children, somebody is putting shops there. Go to Tudu, STC yard.
Right.
The STC yard where we used to board bus to go to Volta region and the rest. Go and see.
A story building.
Shops.
All stores.
We have a serious problem.
It's not that you are now seeing it. I've been telling you every day here that whatever we do shows that we are not a serious country. The AMS own office today, where it is, used to be a football field. It's supposed to be a playground for people. We turn it and build some Pentagon building and put our AMA office there. So you realize that when it comes to planning of Ghana, so when people dream that Ghana could become Singapore, I say you are just dreaming. It doesn't drop from heaven. It happens based on a plan. But all our actions in this country shows that we are not envisaging this country to become any nice place. We are building the country to become a proper slum. 20 years ago, you will see several adjoining communities around Accra. The assumption will be that if all these new settlements around Accra were not there 20 years ago and were serious people, we would have had well-planned environments in those places. So that if those people are even well-established and well-planned, one day we could say, okay, we want to redesign Accra to join them so that it becomes a nice place. Unfortunately, the new places that sprang up around us, they are worse off than Accra itself. Go to Tema. The new settlements around Tema, the planning is worse off than the Tema township itself.
There's no planning. There's no planning.
So in terms of us dreaming that Ghana could become like Singapore, Malaysia, and the rest, I always tell people that we are only dreaming because there's nothing we are doing practically
that shows that
we want this country in terms of fiscal planning to look good.
Very well.
That's the point.
Very well. Very well.
The election violence. See, first of all, if Honorable says it's only how I come in, I don't think it's right. There are so many people who have been beaten, though, but because they are not high profile, people are not talking about, including the NPP's deputy national organizer or something. That's what I mentioned. Who has also been beaten.
But that's what he says. It's more of an internal issue.
The Joy FM journalist that was slapped left and right. He wasn't beaten by the. She wasn't beaten by the police. Several people were beaten, but they are not like known people. The Joy FM is going to a media house to talk about. But some people have been beaten.
Even the party agents.
So we cannot reduce it and say it's only because of how Akumsi. No, the truth of the matter is that until we confront these issues and let people understand that this is wrong, it's wrong. Look, from 2008 till now, people who have done elections are who have died in elections are more than 20. To 2008, we had 4 people died. 2012, 2 people died. These are just the recorded one. 2016, 1 person was reported dead. There are so many that have not been reported, so we can't capture them. But the ones that at least officially has been reported and we can talk about, these are some of the figures. 2020, we had 8 dead. 2021, we went to Techimansav and 2 dead. 2024, 3 dead. Techimanov. So you see, you realize that we are sitting down on this, and as Honorable both of them pointed out clearly. See, this thing has happened to people, and I like the way the Honorable Linda has actually talked about his personal experience. Yeah. And as I said here last week, you see, when justice is not delivered, retributive justice will always be the case. Yeah. Because if it happened to him, if he decided not to retire from politics, he himself and his supporters will also want to do it to other people. Yeah. And it will continue because those who committed the crime, in actual fact, you cannot find that these people have really been punished. I've enumerated about 20 people who are all dead as election-related violence. I cannot recall a single case of those who killed these people, one person being jailed, that in this election, this person is said to have killed this person, the person has been jailed. I can't get a single case. So you cannot expect people who have gone through this kind of pain, living with the pain, family and friends living with this pain, and you expect that if there's an election and they have the opportunity to also retaliate, they will not. As long as the state is failing to deliver justice to people who are maimed, who suffer injuries, and we think that so long as the election is over, somebody has won, it's over, we cover it up. Every election will have somebody trying as much as possible to retaliate some offense. And the point is that the person does not need to look for the very person who committed the crime. It's an NDC and NPP fight. So long as there's an election and you find the opponent and you think that today is my day, I have to teach the person, you teach the person a lesson. So as long as we sit in this country and we are not willing to deal decisively with people who perpetrate this kind of violence, we should not expect that there will be an election that there will not be violence. Because as long as people have pain, anger in them, they will want to retaliate. And I gave you an example last week that when the Ablekuma attack happened, one of the justifications of the NDC on social media is that there's a guy that they said Ablekuma's bodyguards actually assaulted. And they showed the guy's video. And the guy ended up dying. You think that that person is your family member, relative, somebody you know, or is your party member, and the person is attacked and dies out of it. You think that it's easy for you to say, oh, the election is over, so you have forgotten. You can never forget. You also want to do something to an NPP person in retaliation, irrespective of the individual, whether it's the person who committed the crime or not. It is an NDC and NPP fight. It is not about, I'm looking for the very person who committed the offense. So long as the state security have decided to look on and not punish people. And they will not punish people because with time, they realize that dealing with politicians lands you, the security person, in trouble. The politicians will find a way of coming back to punish you. Including transferring you to a place where there's no police station and say, go and step there as a policeman. It happened to the late Antogbe Awuni. He was transferred to a community where there's no police station. A senior police officer transferred to a community where there's no police station because he's been arresting politicians who are flouting the laws.
And then at the point he headed MTTD.
Yes. Such as he was in a community where there was no police station. But they said that is where he's supposed to go and serve. And that is why the police have also decided that if we know that we are fully under the control of the executive, and if we take action against them, they find ways of coming back to come and fight us back. Then the best thing is to leave the politicians to fight among themselves. At the end of the day, when a winner is declared and peace returns, everybody moves on. At least you remain at your position. You are not punished that while they are trying to pay somebody back for the offense, you were the one that stopped it and therefore you should be transferred. The police service know that this thing is a major issue in the service. That's why they are afraid to touch people. Because at the end of the day, the politicians will always find ways of coming to attack you. And I must say that President Mahama and Muntaka, the minister, have to be commended for the announcement that finally the country is planning to establish an independent police complaints commission. Some of us have called for this institution for long, that to curtail the control of the politicians over the police, we need to give them a body that serves as a deterrent. That if you go and do the bidding of a politician, the politician cannot save you because there's an independent body that will deal with you drastically. This body has been lacking for a long time, so the police don't find any protection. If this body exists and you ask a policeman to go and do something, tell him, no, when I am going to be punished by the Independent Police Complaints Commission, you will not be there to defend me. This is an independent body. This is not the internal police
the PIPs,
body.
the PBS.
And this is not the police council, which is largely appointed by the president. But these are people who have been appointed to head an independent institution, and they will not give room for anybody to come and control them that easily. And I think that that's a step in the right direction. One of the most important things we need to give the police some freedom from politicians. So the minister said within 6 months, this will be established. I will pray for the minister and the president that within the 6 months, this body should come into effect. I think the police need it urgently, so that the way any politician, even an assemblyman who belongs to a party whose party is in power, commands the police commander around, and the police commander cannot do anything. I hope after that we'll go ahead and also do another change of making politicians the head of security councils at the districts and the regions. I don't see how a politician should be the head of DISEC or the head of music. I think it weakens the power of the security agencies to act in some of them. And it is reason why even the fighters against Galamsey will struggle. Because there's still political interest in Galamsey. But the authority that controls in the district, that all the security have to report to as their boss is a politician. So I believe that with some of these changes coming up, I pray that we can do some of these changes so that we can safeguard ourselves for some of this. Because where we are heading towards, just 19 polling stations, less than 7,000 people voted, and we look at what happened. So clearly, we are not safe in this country. And if over 20 people are dead from 2008 till now, we cannot point to one single successful prosecution. Aside all the massive violence that has happened, I have always asked yourself up to today, those that are even supposed to be compensated, ask whether they have been compensated by the state. And you expect that those people and their families should not retaliate when there's an election, they will. So until we begin to do the right thing, nothing will be right. If we don't do the right thing, nothing will be right. And as I've told you, we talk in this country, we write nice things on paper, but implementation is zero. And I give you the fiscal planning, and a lot of the same things we want to do. How do we pass a law against vigilantism in 2019? And the following year, 8 people died in an election. And 5 years down the line, we have not run a single successful prosecution of anything that has happened in that election. And we expect the thing to end. It cannot end.
Very well, very well.
Let me say this. We thank God that at least yesterday, the IGP presented the report
on the 2020 and 2024 elections
for election violence to the president, and I'm sure certain things will come out.
He should make it public.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure the president will make it public. But I also want to just say something on everything. I don't like this narrative. You see, I agree that chief executives of assemblies are supposed to be chairman of security committees. But you are a professional policeman. The chief executive did not put that uniform on you. You write sit-reps to your institutional head. So if anything is happening, and that chief executive himself is an hindrance to the peace and development of that jurisdiction, it must feature in your sit-rep. I don't like people taking excuses for their own inefficiencies and incompetencies. You understand? When people are given responsibility, and that's the problem we have in this country, when people are given responsibility, instead of standing there and knowing that out of the 30 million Ghanaians, God has favored you and you have been given this responsibility. So the honors of it's on you to prove to the God who chose you that you are faithful and you deserve of that. But would you agree that there's fear of victimization also? No, you see, I have seen policemen who have been able to withstand that distance and excelled. It is when you prove to the person that you are so amenable, you are so vulnerable, you can be influenced. But when that chief executive knows that Elvis Nilante said, Nana Tufo is a very disciplined professional policeman, he respects you for it. He has been a regional minister before. Ask him. Last time I was at his place, he told me about something. I mentioned a policeman or something, and he told me, "Child, this man is a professional."
Right.
You understand? Those people are also within the service. And in spite of influences and things, you think, I've seen policemen who, me, myself, talking to them, and I say, "Oh, Charlie, just have this for you." I say, "No, I won't take it." You understand?
Yeah.
There have been policemen at certain checkpoints who don't take bribe, whilst others take. So it is a human being. It is you. Everywhere we find ourselves, every sitting here is an editor. So he has a story. That story is of public interest, and I'm let me say the one behind the story. Then I come and talk to him, and then because of me, he kills that story, which is for the general good.
Yeah, yeah.
Then it is he, Elvis, who is weak.
Exactly, yeah.
And not because I have that overbearing influence over him.
Very well, very well, very well.
So it is something, this narrative must change so that people take position and be responsible for their own actions in those positions.
Very well. Let me take a few quick messages. Hawa Kumsin's case is just one out of the violence unleashed on journalists, the NPP Deputy General Secretary, and even the NPP parliamentary candidate. So what have those others done to warrant a retaliation? Let's desist from such justifications. This is Pascal Dunyo from Afife. This one says, "Good morning, Nana. It is shameful for anybody to say they came to Ablekuma North because of Hawa Kumsin. Supporters of Hawa are lacing their boots for a revenge." This is Ahmed from Nima. Mariatu in Tamale says, "Maximum respect to the former Eastern Regional Minister. He speaks with decorum that reflects in him very well as a responsible elderly man and a good Christian. I say a very good morning to him." Ali Musa in Kaswa says, "Ablekuma North chaos, the NDC must be blamed. Why? It was something premeditated as the place was packed by NDC known thugs. Let us be careful." Okay, that's what you say. Those are your words. Master Planner Jr., a policy analyst in Kintampo, says, "The MPP is not a weak political party, just that we believe in democracy and the rule of law. The NDC cannot take that as weakness. We are watching them closely. The 5K men and 3K women are all a form of vigilante groups. We are watching closely and carefully strategizing. A speedy recovery to Honorable Hawa Kumsin and all the victims." Okay, that's what you say. Honorable Champon, briefly on the containerization of the Independence Avenue.
Indeed, it saddens me. Because I've walked in that neighborhood, the central district, business district of the city of Accra. And like Nee said, as children, as children,
see, that's where you grew up.
You enjoy
Ganyobi. This is Kwawu Ganyobi.
If your parents are traders, you cannot say you won't go to Kanshi, you cannot say you won't go to Mokola.
Right.
Because that is what they do.
Exactly.
And you would have to get in there with your parents and you get to know the neighborhood. And you know, most of us grew around Kolwoko. Kwawus used to live in Kolwoko because Kantamanto was where we were doing this Achimota sandals, cross sandals.
Yeah.
And they were mostly manufactured and built by Kwawu people. And we all lived in Kolwoko. And it ran all down through Abodwe through to Koligwono. But that is that aside. My pain is that as a country, it's as if we are not learning, like Elvis was saying. This is purely city planning. This does not even just square off on the mayor, because there are institutions that we spend money on who must feed the mayor technically as how the city must be planned. And so we have professionals who are in the assembly and we are paying them. So if the mayor is disrespecting them, then we understand it. But like Nee said, now the mayor is behind it. So who am I to challenge Nee? But my worry is that this needs to be stopped because it is a historical destination for Ghana. Just as I was coming here this morning, I heard on your network radio a launch being done by the Mayor of London to Ghana, and I know Mayor of London will not partner any other city apart from Accra or Kumasi. But these are the largest cities of Ghana. So if it's Mayor of London is doing something, this is Accra, and forgive my language, it's painful. Right. I cannot just sit here and say how I knew Accra. It was a place I walk. Yeah. You understand? Decency is something you can't take away from. The filth alone is killing. Right. The filth alone is killing. But I want to tell you this morning that, you see, we learned something in Parliament. This is unparliamentary. I cannot say that what he said is a lie. It's the biggest untruth he had said. It is not a problem between Nikwe Chris and Abo, my boys. Let me tell you. No. I need to say so. I need to take a break. Just looking at your footage. The same characters who were beating me were the same people who went to beat. Very well. You understand? We'll come back and finish it up. But that is Nakaboy said no. We'll come back. The boy who dived like a bull to head. We'll come back and finish it up. He was standing there looking at Breakfast Day. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up on this conversation.
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees emergency. Mommy, chop money emergency. Emergency. Catch it. I'm your rent emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town.
More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the top life we got.
Dial star 770 hash for all your money emergencies and chop life.
Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and get easy and quick access to your money, loans, and other banking needs. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
No matter how far you run away, you always come back to where you started.
Tortured, mutilated, fingers cut off.
I can lend you the money. My boss believes in giving players another chance.
You don't know what to do if you don't have the money to pay back. Come and listen to me.
Sir, it's done. Good. 1 week. That is all you got to pay up.
You've been gambling. I can't.
Unfortunately, we're still chasing shadows. He's clearing the board to make way for something bigger.
How could you do this to us, God?
Who's there?
I
can fix this.
Good evening and welcome to the greatest show on earth. This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go! Lights, camera, action. Put your mind to it, live the life of children.
It's on SuperSport all season long. Pay your subscription today. Dial star 759 hash. Available on DSTV and GoTV.
Thank you for staying with us. This is the News Review segment on Breakfast Daily, live on Channel 1 TV. And we're wrapping up the conversation on Ablekuma North and the violence that's characterized the rerun of some 19 polling stations there. The show is interactive, so let's hear from you, all right? Send in your comments and contributions via the WhatsApp number. We're live on YouTube, on Facebook. You can drop a comment there as well. Honorable Champion, wrap up.
Thank you very much.
On this for me.
It is not for nothing that we have code of conduct. And it is for us to build our institutions. That is why we're not code of conduct. So if I erred today, knees in the saddle, should he also err? If we continue to err, then we are making, forgive my language, nonsense of the code of conduct. So I agree that if somebody did wrong yesterday, we should not repeat that wrong. But let us look at the matter contextually. Kaswa has become notorious for such activities. So I'm not surprised that the then MP, who became the minister, Honorable Howard Kumsin, gave warning shots. She didn't shoot at anybody. Warning shots are offered to disperse would-be criminal activity. So I'm not speaking to defend her for the actions in the glare protection of people. But what we saw and what we've been analyzing, if it's anything to go by, it tells you that on the ground, what is happening on the ground is different from what we are being told.
So, our Kumsin had a weapon. She shot. She was not arrested. Now call you. Just because the name on
the process. No,
the firearm license was wrong, spelled wrong. Was put in cells when she was even breastfeeding.
Honorable Champion.
So Ni is complaining of selective justice. I have no issues to that. If selective justice is going on, we condemn it. We have to condemn it. So are we saying that how Kumsin did it under NPP administration, she wasn't punished? Nobody called her for punishment. So we should continue. Then we are following what Elvis is telling us, that we only talk in this country. We don't walk the talk. What enhancement are we offering the democracy we are in? For me, that is my biggest concern. That we are all not the same. This hand of mine, the fingers I'm showing to you, are not the same. Some may be reasonable, some may not. But it doesn't mean we cannot flow. So we do our best. That's what I talked about, code of conduct. So when Brian Champion was on a campaign platform and was making noise, and people go to write on their post, it's a post, fine. But when you are being paid by the taxpayer, and we are using the taxpayer's money to pay you, you ought to act responsibly. I don't endorse the things my colleague, my former colleague, Honorable Brian Champion, said on the platform. I won't say it. And I don't see the wisdom in saying that. Because the people decide. You will just run in your mouth. But it doesn't make it right for a person who we are paying to come and tell us and go and put those posts. Then it becomes as if, what is the essence of building institutions? So I would never support that kind of narrative. But at the same time, Elvis made a point. I have become head of a security body before in times past. It is not for nothing why the president of the republic is called the commander-in-chief
of the
Ghana Armed Forces. And so it runs, it's administrative. And so it is not just a creation that political heads must be put as head of security. And for experience, if you go through the empowerment, that act that empowers them to put them there, co-chairpersons are the security persons. So for instance, in the region, the regional command of that police is the co-chairperson. And even though of RECSEC, and then if it is MUSEC or DISEC, the commander or the divisional commander or the district commander within that catchment area is a co-chair. And more often, the chair just administratively chairs conduct. But if it comes to discussions and operations in meetings, it is clearly professional. And they do it. And mind you, it's a council And so it is not the chairperson's decision. It is a collective decision of members representing the interests that they are there for. So these things must be put out in context so that we appreciate it. But look, in building our democracy, we are learning. And if you don't give it out well, like today, people are weaponizing some country's leader, and he says we are just beating about the bush here. I always fight that statement. I always say it's youthful exuberance. That's what I'll say to that.
Very well, thank you. Honorable Van Apoy, a final minute on this Ablekuma North, and then we come.
No, there's nothing much. I think that, as I've said, sometimes I fear for our democracy and the level of violence and impunity that is. But I think it is not a hopeless case. As a country, we are blessed with people who majority of the people always eschew violence. It's just a minority. And if the majority of us will decide to do what is right in the interest of the state and the country, I think we'll get there. Let's all decide that after 2024 and after this by-election, we'll be given another opportunity to right the wrongs of the past and take a step. Like all that we are saying, if people had misconducted themselves, people have done what they are not supposed to do, let the Lord deal with them.
Very well.
And once those examples are set, it will deter others from taking the law into their own hands in the next election. Because if we don't do that, even now, I'm scared for Akwetia. If we don't show certain signs from now, I'll be too scared for Akwetia. And me sitting here, I wouldn't take the decision to be there. And I don't think my brother said will want to be there, because Akwetia has always been a flashpoint in Ghana elections. You understand? It's been there every time. And because that constituency has that character already, and because of what has just happened, the whole by-election Akwetia is going to assume another dimension. And it will take strong hands, and it also take cool heads to be able to bring down the tension in both political operators, and also the strong hands to maintain their professional discipline in telling somebody, you can't do this, you can't be here, you can't do that.
Right.
That's the only thing we can do to have the peace.
Right. Thank you. Elvis.
What we should see what is happening as danger, and as we talk about Akwetia, and reason Akwetia should be important, aside past issue, is that Galamsey is attracting a lot of criminals from our neighboring countries into the Galamsey area. There are reports of people who are now hired as security to protect the Galamseyers, being rebels or former rebels from some of our neighboring countries, as people being engaged into this. And if we look at security seizures of drugs and money in obscure places in this country, it should tell you that if we don't address these issues with firm decisions, the possibility of these groups infiltrating into our elections, because that is where power is. If Galamseyers want to continue Galamsey the way they want, all they need is to make sure that whoever becomes leaders in this country, they influence their election. If criminals want to run drugs and everything to this country, all they need is to pump their money into who gets elected. And one of the ways they can do this is to finance this kind of vigilante groups to disrupt and make sure that wherever things will not favor them, things are destroyed, and wherever things favor them, they will protect it and make sure that the people they want to become our leaders become our leaders. The moment we get there, we should know that we are doomed, and that is the reason we must do everything possible to make sure that what has happened at Ablekuma should not be permitted to happen in Akwetia and should not be permitted to happen in 2028, because if you combine the issues I've raised, the drugs that are being seized and the ones that we cannot seize that are going through, and the fact that Galamsey, no matter what we are doing, is expanding, and reports are emerging that people with questionable characters from neighboring countries are now being hired as security to protect Galamsey concessions. We are joking if we don't take this issue seriously, because the possibility for them to use the monies they are making from these illegalities to influence elections, to get their favorite elected, so that they can continue to do what they are doing in a larger scale is high. And that is what has destroyed many countries in the world. And we should not get there. But we are in a dangerous situation.
Right. Honorable Van der Poy, the 1 cedi fuel levy has taken effect. Should we be concerned? We've seen fuel prices go up already.
Well, I think all of us sat here and we've had a discussion and we agreed that it's a good move. And I'm very happy that day my brother said it's a good move if that will continue to make the economy better, if it will make the prices of fuel stay where it is or even lower, and it will make us have 24/7 electricity. That's that we all said. And I think it was suspended for a reason. If it is coming into effect, I thank God, because it will help us be able to raise the necessary revenue to be able to take care of the debts that accrue out of our power supply, and also be able to help government meet the cost differentials in bringing the fuel to power our generators. Having said that, what I would say is that I think as a country, I'm happy President Mama created a Ministry of Energy and Green Transition. He has also created a Ministry for Sustainability. I've just come back from the Upper East region, and the way I was beaten by the sun, and I was told this is even a milder time, and it gets to a time when it can hit 45. So I think that one of the best things John Jinapa will be looking at are how to move faster with our energy transition, go to green energy, with the abundance of sun we have in places like Winneba and Bolga and Wa and the rest. How we'll be able to take advantage of those natural sources of energy to be able to make us more dependent on that and reduce our dependency on fuel energy, so that Ghanaians will have some sort of relief. Secondly, I'm saying this: if this one city is going to help us be able to avoid the unfortunate situations of Dumso, I think every Ghanaian will be happy to pay. Every Ghanaian will want to live and have light 24/7. Every Ghanaian will want to make sure that if he pays, he buys the electricity, and he will be able to enjoy it without any interruption. Because the annoying part of the system is that when you have bought it for an emergency or for something very important and then the light goes off, it's most annoying. You have a program, you buy power, and then the cost of the program lights go off, then you now have to go to a generator. You understand? It's most annoying and inconveniencing. So I think that we are happy, people are happy, that the promise and the pledge that this will help us avoid a possible doomsday and be able to also take care of some of the legacy debts that we've had at the energy sector should be. My prayer is that it will work. Because I see it as an innovative and a very, let me say, important and direct source of revenue generation to be able to meet these demands. And I hope that it will generate what we expected, and what will be generated will be used for the purpose for which it's being generated.
Very well. Honorable Champon, one CD fuel levy. It will be used for what we are told it is for, hey, we will throw our hands in the air and rejoice, because then our power will be on. But there are concerns that it's actually to make up for revenue shortfalls due to the scrapping of some taxes.
When it had been introduced, I said, and I know it is not lying, I said, it's early day for the government, so let's give them room. But they developed cold feet because people started saying they didn't consult.
Right.
So they started consulting. Now, during the consultation and its implementation now, the narrative has changed. And my pain for my good brothers and friends in government is sometimes we don't run our mouth too much before we succeed. I remember the current finance minister, who I started parliament with, say that you don't tax your way into troubles. And on the floor of Parliament, the current energy minister said that it is only a smart and intelligent government who will come up with such a policy. Today, the mathematics is there. They say the sweetness of the pudding is in the eating. There's an 8% increase in the product. And so you can tell us that that is the most intelligent and smart way in the exigencies, because you had dropped prices from Statistical Service and the Bank of Ghana. Our economy is doing well, there's stability. So this is the period that the people must feel the impact of the policies the government is implementing. Now, if these adds up to the taxes which have been introduced all together, cumulatively, there's no windfall for the Ghanaian. And so I do not see where people are going to be happy, because prices haven't dropped. So when I listen to the statisticals, the Ghana government statistician, he's trying to encourage consumers and retailers to reduce prices because production cost has gone down. But you ask yourself, with this 8% increase, is production cost going to be down? Are we going to get our consumers enjoy the windfall that we were expecting for them? And so government must go back to the drawing board and look at what it needs to do. For me, in opposition, I won't praise government.
Right.
Because government is going in circles. It's not telling us the reality and the truth. If you say this and then it turns out to be something else, and expectantly, you know, the fuel pricing is always organized in fortnightly.
Right.
And so the first window of this month happened in the 2nd of July. The pump price was around 12 point some pesos. Today, that was for gasoline, that is a petrol. And diesel was around 13 points. Today, petrol is hovering around 13 plus. No, it's still 12 plus, it's not got into 13. But diesel, which used to be 13 plus, is gone beyond 13 and is now around 14.
14.3.
My pain is that the farmers who are using tractors are going to pay high. The retailers who are going to sell the produce are going to pay high. The commuters, the transporters who are also going to come complaining. So you see a negotiation between the Ministry of Transport and then transport owners very soon. So we are always running around. It's good to work, but it shouldn't be always the situation where we say one thing and then we have to go and do something else. This is my pain. And I believe that government will walk the talk. When they tell us that they are smart, when they tell us they are intelligent, they don't take us on this pathway. It's very, very, very despicable. Let us walk the talk so that we can continue to praise you. But if I praise you and I go home and then I'm dying, then I don't need to praise you.
Right.
You understand?
Right. Thank you, Honorable. Elvis, what's the fuel levy? You would think that with all the engagement we are being told has happened, it would have been an open day for the government. But there's still some level of resistance. The commercial transporters say they want to increase their fares by about 30% following the implementation of this 1 cedi fuel levy. Your thoughts?
I think I've always cautioned here that when we leave the politics out of things, and we let people understand the reality of things, it helps all of us. But when we try to do politics with things, it has a problem. See, by these fuel prices, the government itself has created a deficit for President Mahama. Because President Mahama, even before this, when the announcements were made and there was agitation, he met stakeholders and he said, oh, the 1 Ghana increment will not immediately reflect in fuel prices. It's reported, it's on City Online, June 24. They said that President Mahama said this thing will not immediately have any impact on fuel prices. What have we seen? Immediately yesterday, every fuel station increased price. So you see, when people are in government. You see, they've deceived the president. And the president has gone to say something, and somebody can refer to say, oh, the president lied. That's why I said that let's look at communication as key of governance. The moment you want to, you can say that thing today and tomorrow you'll be exposed. Because it's recorded that this is what you said. This is the reality.
And comparatively, always come back to bite.
It always come back to bite you. So you see, appointees should stop deceiving our president. If the truth is there, tell the truth. Ghanaians will be more receptive to the truth. There will be resistance when you tell me that, oh, don't worry, the thing will come, but we are managing systems very well, so there will be no increase in fuel prices. Even when we add a levy, the fuel price will not go up immediately. And at the very day the thing takes effect, the fuel price shoots up by almost 10%. Why wouldn't people resist it? You understand? It's about the communication. That people have been understanding. If we add it, the OMCs are just going to transfer it directly to you, the consumer. So accept some increment. People will not, the resistance will be different. Do you understand it? This thing happened on the back of transport operators pressured to reduce their fares by 10%. Then the following week, bam, the announcement was made. The transport operators was about then there was the essence of the you understand it. The benefit of governance where you say you have achieved is for it to benefit the people. But if you are giving with left and you are taking it with the right, it's not the way to go. You understand it? We should understand that, see, I've said if we will take too much politics out of a lot of things. But people understand if we want to finance this country, we have to go through pain. And we must accept certain things whether we like it or not. We will be okay. Today, the price, where the fuel price is just about 1 cedi less than what it was in December 2024. If in the event that global fuel price starts going up,
now we're back to square one.
We are even going to be worse than square one. And if the city starts nodding its head and said, and it has already started nodding its head, from 10.3, it's went to 10.4 after the end of last week. After the end of yesterday, it started doing like this. I want to go. I want to go. That's what the city has started.
It's the CDL is that.
Oh, that's what they say. But you know that. So you see, we should tell people that look, in terms of things, it's not about NDC and NPP.
There should be honesty in the communication.
It comes to affect everybody. And you see, I hear Bank of Ghana is having an emergency MPC meeting today. I believe this is the reason. Because the way the city is going, the IMF are now asked to give us a warning. That the amount of money we are using to support the city is too much. Okay? Because the whole of 2023, total amount government pushed into the city was $1 billion to support the city. They say the government doesn't know how to manage the economy. That is why we didn't invest our reserves into it. And the city was shaking and running. 2024, election year, the government was trying to manage. By October, when they realize the elections is coming, they have to do something for the elections. They took 2 billion of our reserves to go and support the city. Now that the city started dropping from 16 to 14.7 in December. And they were so, whether the government like it or we'll kick them or we'll kick them away. Then when the new government came, the 2 billion was still having an effect. So the appreciation was going. Then they realized that, oh, as it is, we also have to do the same thing. Then they also pumped 1.4 billion. Just for the first quarter. We don't even have the second quarter figure. Just for the first quarter, $1.4 billion to support the city. And they were here shouting, oh, we are managing the economy well. My brother, pumping reserves into supporting your city is an economic policy. But in reality, it's unsustainable. And that's what the IMF has come to wonder. If the previous year, the entire forest intervention is 3 billion, and just in 3 months, you are putting 1.4 billion, it's not sustainable. So we should stop it. We should reduce it. What it means is that if we are to obey the IMF, okay, and reduce the intervention, what it means is that the city will start rising, depreciating.
And then the dollar
because the point is that so long as traders cannot get enough money, there's problem. I think yesterday you say some traders are complaining that they ask for the dollar and for about a week.
We have to leave it here.
For about a week, they are not getting the dollar. And that they have to be now going to the largest and co. What this means is that if we take away all the politicization of economic issues and we let people understand the reality, if today government comes out and say we think the real value of the cedi should be 30 cedis to the dollar, and Ghanaians buy into it, and that will be the real value, and to manage the system brings some stability. And we will not need to be investing our forests into it, our reserves into it, but we can manage it and we all accept it. We all adjust our life towards it.
Right.
But when we want to use systems to do things, and then reality is catching up with us. The point is, and the governor said it 3 days ago.
He said we shouldn't go to Zamrama.
He said that the whole entire economy, our biggest problem is the commodity prices.
Right.
For now, all the inflows we are talking about and proud of is because gold prices are going up, it's because cocoa prices are going up. In case they start dropping,
Unfortunately,
our reserves will suffer.
Unfortunately, we have to leave it here, but thank you so much. Elvis Darko, Neil Ante Van der Poy, Sete Champon. It's been great having you on the show. I am Nanatu Boat, and this has been the news review segment, but Breakfast Daily continues after this.
I run because it keeps me fit and gorgeous.
Register now for the ABSA Black Star Marathon because your story matters.
Sister, me dad, dear Betty, be an amium, me. I could eat that. Me many tears, I made me second in a set. He made us a tip. Sika, sit down to the moon. Juju Sumo, baggy the one, yeah. Remember, be free. So, what you say bag number? One number to show. Wow. That's a minute one for you. I'm sorry.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Drowning in deadlines, data running wild? Let's fix this together. Join the evolution, join the sharpest minds in HR at the HR Connect Conference 2025 on August 8th at the Movenpick Hotel, Accra, under the theme Empowering HR Excellence, Leveraging Data, Resilience, and Wellness for a Thriving Workplace. It's not just another conference, it's strategy, tech, wellness, and a few smart laughs too. Panels, keynotes, real talk, and real solutions. Let's lead, connect, and transform the way we work. For further inquiries and bookings, please call on 0541 222 365 to secure your seat. HR Connect Conference 2025. Lead, connect, transform.
He cheated on his wife 15 years ago, and now she's paying him back. He's lost her, but he still loves her. What should he do? Join Chris Carter and his sisters as they unpack this emotional roller coaster on Sister Sister, where real stories meet raw truth.
Dear sisters, 15 years ago, I cheated on my wife. I'm not proud of it, but I was deeply unhappy in the marriage. After the affair, I tried to make amends, planned vacations, romantic gestures, anything to bring the spark back. On one of our trips, she met a woman. Let's call her Jane. Lately, I also met someone new. She's kind, warm, and I find myself falling for her. Sisters, I'm stuck between holding on and letting go. Please, what should I do?
Now, to top it all up, now this guy too, you've also met somebody again.
Yeah.
That you also fancy.
Yeah.
Then it means that there's a problem
You're not serious.
fundamentally with the marriage.
Sometimes you think that those things, the material parts, material things, makes it easy for you to let go of the pain. But it goes deeper than that.
We keep saying here that it builds a lot of resentment, toxicity inside of you. It makes you an awful person for you to keep it in you.
this Friday at 9 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV. Sister, real stories, real women, real talk. Sister is proudly sponsored by Gino. Gino, truly.
Let's get into the world of sports like never before.
You know how we do it on Fridays.
Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. on 97.3 City FM for Sports Panorama, your ultimate destination for all things sports.
One of the biggest scandals in this country's history. You can't spend 250 million USD and come out with that.
From the thrill of association football to the excitement of basketball, tennis, athletics, and even emerging sports, we cover it all. Whether it's the Premier League or the latest NBA showdown, we bring you the stories behind the stars.
Getting an opportunity to become a national team coach, you should understand the politics around football.
And don't miss the prayer of the rabbi.
Joe was Zebal. How Zebal there? Zebal won Chaboke.
We're not just about the games, we're about the community.
If you are going to be given this kind of treatment, then you need to be that guy. When I look at him play, he is not it.
Or when it's time for Don't Call Me. Join the conversation as we connect with fans across the country and beyond. What's the latest updates? Send us your thoughts and we'll feature your comments live on air. And remember, we like to hear your predictions for matches and your thoughts in general. Think you know who's going to win? Let us know.
Big shout outs to my YouTube people.
Tune in every Friday at 7 p.m. only on 97.3 City FM. Sports Panorama, where sports come alive.
Amen.
Sports Panorama, your weekly sports fix. Don't miss out on the action. Sports Panorama, catch the excitement every Friday.
No matter how far you run away, you always come back to where you started.
Tortured, mutilated, fingers cut off. If I'll lend you the money, my boss believes in giving players another chance.
You don't know what to do if you don't have the money to pay back. Come and listen to me.
Sir, it's done. Good. 1 week, that is all you got to pay up.
You've been gambling. Again.
Unfortunately, we're still chasing shadows. He's clearing the board to make way for something bigger.
How could you do this to us, God?
Who's there?
I can fix this.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensa.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
When the stars come out, Ghana Weekend turns up the lights. From the hottest red carpet moments to the wildest after parties. And for all your celebrations, anniversaries, and unforgettable moments, if it's happening, we're there. First, fast, and fabulously. Your front row pass to Ghana's A-list lifestyle is just a click or a channel away. GhanaWeekend.com and Ghana Weekend TV, where fame meets the fans. Promote your next big event with us, because when you party with the stars, the whole nation of black stars should know. Visit GhanaWeekend.com, watch and subscribe to Ghana Weekend TV on YouTube. Stay connected with us across all platforms. Follow us on Instagram with the handle at GhanaWeekend.com, on X at Ghana Weekend, on TikTok, Ghana Weekend, and on Facebook at Ghana Weekend. Join the Ghana Weekend family today. Ghana Weekend, all access, all glam, all yours.
You see and hear the gunshots almost every day of your life.
In Cape Town, 79 children were killed in just 3 months. A community fights to stop the violence. But is there a way out? BBC Africa Eye, inside Cape Town's gang wars.
You're welcome back. You're still live on Breakfast Daily. If you just joined us, thank you for choosing to spend your morning with us. And that's for just finished off with, as Philip will say, the hardcore side of the show. We are here to, shake it off a little, so you are in for a jolly ride this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Jifa Kedi Akoto. And I am Philip Nihlati, and as always, we bring you nothing but the best on the show from now to 11 a.m. And I'm sure that you are still aware of the fact that by 26th of July 2025 is the deadline for the literacy challenge. And if you've not submitted your entries yet, it's now time for you to do so. And we always tell you what it is, because without a deadline, we will be having a lot of entries and you cannot really run the entire program. But we are also by 26th of July 2025, certainly is going to come to an end. So, Jifa, we have some measures and things that people are supposed to put in place to ensure that their SCs as of now. I don't know what you're waiting for, but if you're still holding on to that sheet of paper and that pen to put something together, this is what you are supposed to write on in this year's literacy challenge. In not less than 600 words, discuss the effects of climate change on agriculture in Ghana. What challenges do these effects create for individuals, families, communities and the nation? Suggest practical solutions to help all Ghanaians mitigate these challenges. And when you put the essay together, there are some very important things you need to take notice of. After writing this essay after writing the essay on this topic, make sure that the essay is in your own handwriting, very important. And then the script of the essay must be endorsed by your parents or your guardian. And remember to add your full contact details. That is your name, your school, your telephone number if you have a phone, or that of your parents or your guardians. And you can send it via post box. For those of you outside Accra, you can send it via post box GP 14123 Accra Central. Or if you are in Accra and you can drive to City FM in Adabaka or Channel 1 TV here in Tesano, that would be very, very beautiful. So you can drop it off here and then we'll take it from there. So like Jifa has stated, she has said it all. So you should make it a point to be part of this event, this program, because the bragging rights is up for grabs, and also 10,000 Ghana cedis. Who wouldn't like that? Because since you are in that particular age bracket and also in the school
where you belong to, you should be part of this program so that you can move back to your school with a bragging right. Literacy Challenge 2025. We are here and make sure that you bring in your entries. But before we move on to other things, let me just tell you about the Channel One News app on Google Play Store, which is very important. That if you need every news item, it is this that you would have to download on the Google Play Store, and it gives you like just up-to-date news. It gives you the news in speed. With just a click, you are able to know what is happening in the country. So if you haven't downloaded this app yet, which is the Channel One News app on Google Play Store, make it a point to download it now. And I'm sure you've been watching the Volunteers TV show, which airs every Sunday at 6:30. Every Sunday at 6:30. And this TV show by the Volunteers Corps, that it seeks to uncover powerful stories of service, sacrifice, and hope. And you should make it a point to be part of this program every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Well, we will take a short break. When we come back, we will tell you what is in the trends and we'll bring you more on the show. Stay with us.
He cheated on his wife 15 years ago, and now she's paying him back. He's lost her, but he still loves her. What should he do? Join Chris Carter and his sisters as they unpack this emotional roller coaster on Sister Sister, where real stories meet raw truth.
Dear sisters, 15 years ago, I cheated on my wife. I'm not proud of it, but I was deeply unhappy in the marriage. After the affair, I tried to make amends, planned vacations, romantic gestures, anything to bring the spark back. On one of our trips, she met a woman. Let's call her Jane. Lately, I also met someone new. She's kind, warm, and I find myself falling for her. Sisters, I'm stuck between holding on and letting go. Please, what should I do?
Now, to top it all up, now this guy too, you've also met somebody again.
Yeah.
That you also fancy.
Yeah.
Then it means that there's a problem
You're not
fundamentally with the marriage.
Sometimes you think that those things, the material parts, material things, makes it easy for you to let go of the pain. But it goes deeper than that.
We keep saying here that it builds a lot of resentment, toxicity inside of you. It makes you an awful person for you to keep it in you.
This Friday at 9 p.m. only on Channel One TV. Sister Sister, real stories, real women, real talk. Sister Sister is proudly sponsored by Gino. Gino truly cares.
Sister, me dad, dear Betty, Biana, me, and Shishimi. I could eat that. Me, many tears, some of them is a kind of set. You made us to take it. Sika, sit down to the moon. Juju Sumo, baggy the one, dear. Remember, be free. So, what you say bag number? One number to show. Wow. That's a minute one for you, Banana Solio.
Welcome. It's Play to Aid.
Get ready for the game show where every play has a purpose. Welcome to Play to Aid, the only game show where your knowledge and skill don't just win you prizes, they help change lives.
What sport is considered the most popular in the world?
Football. Every point you earn goes toward real-world support, from school supplies to health kits, clean water to emergency relief. Play smart, play big, Play to Aid. Catch all the action, the drama, and the heat.
Most commonly spoken language in Brazil.
Portuguese. Play to Aid every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. only on Channel One TV.
Edna, let's begin.
The Play to 8 game show is proudly sponsored by Tank Palace, Giraffe Island, and VVIP.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensa.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
No matter how far you run away, you always come back to where you started.
Tortured, mutilated, fingers cut off. I can lend you the money. My boss believes in giving players another chance.
You don't know what to do if you don't have the money to pay back. Come and listen to me.
Sir, it's done. Good. 1 week, that is all you got to pay up.
You've been gambling. I can't.
Unfortunately, we're still chasing shadows. He's clearing the board to make way for something bigger.
How could you do this to us, God?
Who's there?
I can fix this.
Still on the old My DSTV app? Time to make the switch. And yes, it's as easy as it sounds. Just download the new My DSTV app and log in as you normally would. Everything you need is right there. Your account, your settings, your offers. It's a smoother way to pay, upgrade, reconnect, or clear errors. All in fewer steps. No hassle, just more control in less time. Download the new My DSTV app, made to make it easy.
Many thanks for staying with us here on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. Let's now bring you Elsie, who is an artist who will be serenading us as we begin this show. Elsie, take over.
Good morning, Ghana. My name is Elsie Shane. I'm honored to be here. So this song right here is a cover to 1942 by Ira Star. And I hope you enjoy it. Might have it all, but I'ma need some more. Time passes fast, already gone. Shoot to kill, but I don't mean to hurt nobody. I just to do this for fun. We in the pool with a bottle. 1942 in a deep buckle. The feeling's good. Oh, what's up, bubble? There's money in the duffel. Get another one, no. This moment makes it all worth it. All the time we put into the job. My first time scratching past the surface makes me realize I don't wanna lose. I don't wanna lose. I don't wanna lose. I don't wanna lose. Yeah. And I'm here with Kofi Strings, my guitarist. Yeah. Let's go. Might have it all, but I'ma need some more. Time passes fast, already gone. Shoot to kill, but I don't mean to hurt nobody. I just do this for fun. We in the pool with a bottle, 1942. In the buckle, the feel is good. Oh, what's up, bubble? There's money in the duffel. Get another one, no. This moment makes it all worth it. All the time we put into the job. My first time scratching past the surface makes me realize I don't wanna lose. I don't wanna lose. I don't wanna lose. I don't wanna. I don't wanna lose, so I will never lose. I don't wanna lose. Yeah. Yeah. This song right here is my debut single. It was released about 2 months ago. It's called That Feeling. And I hope you get that feeling while I perform. Enjoy. Oh, hey boy, you got me moving fast. Tonight I wanna make it last. Come close, so you feeling it, oh believe it. Oh, now let me cock it up. Do the thing that you like. No more questioning, I wanna tingling my spine. So I'ma fling it up, I'ma set it up. Pull up your weight, push up on me, oh, oh, oh. The way you did move, I love it, yeah, yeah. The way you did too, I like it, oh, I love it, yeah. Okay, let's go. Skin to skin, deep and deep. Hold me, tease me, tease, please me, please. I'm risking it, babe. Boy, you know, say I be bedroom bully. Can't be your desire if you let me. When you love up on my, I get that feeling. Push it up on me, yeah, 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 yeah. The way you did move, move. The way you did do. The way you did move, I love it. Oh, oh, I love it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Da-dee, 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 dee, 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 oh, da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-dee. Oh, the way you did move, I love it. The way you did do, I like it. The way you did move, I love. The way you did play, I like it. Coffee strings where you play, I love it. The way you did move, move. The way you did do. Yeah. Oh,
Nice, beautiful performance. Elsie
Thank you.
Shane. Now, talk to us. I understand you're a songwriter aside from being a songstress.
Yes.
How long have you been writing songs for? And if I may ask, are you a ghost writer, some sort for some artists?
Okay, so funny enough, I started music professionally just a year ago. And for the songs I've written for just me, myself, just my songs. But like, yeah, I like to think that I have good writing skills. So, yes. So I'm not a ghostwriter,
Okay.
not yet.
All right, that's fine. So 1 year of doing music, how interesting or how good has it been? What's the journey been like?
It's been fun. I won't lie, but it's been a roller coaster because doing music comes with a whole lot, like emotions, time, effort, your energy, and actually just sitting down to write a song, the whole creative process is a bit challenging. But then again, as you do it, if you know, I mean, if this is what you want to do, so for me, I love music. So I don't take that as a challenge. I take that as, you know, something to learn from and do better. So it's been good. The whole journey has been good.
Beautiful. Speaking of the creativity or the creative part of music, when you're writing, where do you draw inspirations from? You know, most times some of the artists say that, oh, it comes to me in my sleep, or sometimes I draw inspiration from my life experiences and all of that. Is the same for you?
Yes. So I draw inspiration from everywhere, from myself, from my friends, my colleagues, like everywhere. I could even draw inspiration from
the studio
from
now.
The studio now.
Oh, beautiful. All right. So how many songs do you have?
So currently, like I think I mentioned while I was performing that this is my debut single, the one I just performed. But I have other songs that I've done that are unreleased. They are going to be released soon, so about like 4 of them.
Right. So then talk to us about the debut single. What is it about and what inspired that?
Okay. So the song That Feeling is basically, I wrote it to empower women to embrace their sensuality, embrace yourself, like, and then your connection with you and your partner, romantically, emotionally, you know, just embrace that aspect. And yeah, basically that's it.
Beautiful. So when should we be expecting the rest of the songs that you are keeping in your own cupboard? When should we be expecting the release of those ones?
Soon.
Yes. All right.
Very soon.
How is your single doing though?
Quite okay. I mean, the reception has been good. I mean, I'm getting a lot of positive feedback, so it's been great, honestly.
So for those of us or people who've not heard the single yet, if they want to stream the music and of course to support your business, how do they do that? And your contact as well, so we follow you on socials and also push what you're doing as a brand.
Okay, thank you for that question. So my single is out, available on all streaming platforms, on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you stream your music, it's available on there. And then you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, X, at Elsie Shane _. So that's ELSIESHAYNE _ Yes, on all platforms.
Beautiful. Elsie, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for
having me. I
having
wish you all the best. I'll go and stream the song and I'll give you feedback about it.
You should.
Anyway, so that was Elsie serenading us to some good music right there. Right about now, Philip is seated about to have a conversation about the Global Prayer Works Summit, which is happening. So do stay tuned. Philip, take it away.
And it's been an interesting comment, Jifa and Elsie, but we told you earlier that the show is fully packed. A number of things, from entertainment to gospel to education, literacy challenge, and all that on the show today. But for now, let's talk about the Global Prayer Works Summit in Accra. And in studio is the resident bishop of Action Chapel International, and in studio is Bishop John Ahiati. Hello, Bishop. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Philip.
I trust you are doing well.
It's a beautiful day.
Global Prayer Works Summit. Is it the first time this event is happening in Ghana?
Yes, indeed. For the past 20 years, the Global Prayer Work Summit has taken place in the Americas and in Europe, and we are graciously blessed for the first time in history of this wonderful and great event is taking place on the continent of Africa, and amazingly, specifically here in Ghana and at the Action Chapel International Prayer Cathedral. So we are tremendously blessed. Those of us who have had the opportunity to participate in this event across the Americas and in Europe have witnessed how it's impacted lives and tremendously affected people. So we are blessed to have it here, happening right here in Ghana for the first time.
For the first time. I'm actually excited as well. But tell us what this summit is about.
So the Global Prayer Work Summit is specifically couched to bring transformation, change, touch lives, and also inspire families, change the narrative, basically, break curses, and put people in shape as far as their God-ordained agenda and purposes are concerned. The Bible says, many are the devices in the heart of a man, but it only the counsel of the Lord that shall stand. So whilst we seek to achieve God's purpose and plan for us, the enemy also has his agenda. Classic example, Jesus said, Peter, the devil has sought to sift you like wheat, but I've prayed for you. So the devil's agenda for Peter, for him to become like chaff before the wind. But God's agenda for Peter was for him to be a rock. So if there is no prayer, there's no intervention, there's no support, chances are that the enemy can overwhelm you, can overwhelm families, can overwhelm cities, can overwhelm nations, can overwhelm God's agenda. But it takes a certain constant stay on the cutting edge and also aligning yourself with God's agenda through prayer to get his plans fulfilled in your life. So the Global Prayer Works is something that Papa has taken over the years to these places, and the transformation has been tremendous. The testimonies are there. And like I said, we are blessed one more time to get his plans fulfilled in your life. So the Global Prayer Works is something that transformation said we are to have of
eligible to be Holy Action Chapel International, or people out there as well? And must you be a Christian before you can attend?
Interestingly, over the years, some of the challenges that a lot of people have had has to do with documentations whenever they have to go for these programs. By the time processes are done, the embassies are either late in securing the appointment times and things for them. So for the first time, people are flocking in from all over Africa. They are coming in, they've taken their hotels, they are ready to fully swing into action. So it is not just for us here in Action Chapel or in Ghana, but it's a global thing, and as the name suggests. And it's amazing. You should step in there right now and see what's going on presently on the grounds.
So as we speak, it's happening.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
You know, there's something very interesting and unique about, the Bible says in the book of Genesis chapter 8, verse number 4, that on the 17th day of the 7th month, which is today, the ark rested on the mountains of Ararat. And prophetically, I believe, as Papa has declared, today being the 17th day of the 7th month, rest is coming to families, rest is coming to individuals. Right. Whatever turbulent waters that we've been experiencing is going to experience rest. And you begin to ascertain and begin to fulfill your God-given agenda. Because as long as there's turbulence, you are restricted. So it's a wonderful time, and everybody is coming. All roads lead to the Action Chapel. And it's going to be a tremendous thing that God is doing.
But since it's happening this morning, what if I'm at work, I'm not able to come for the event this morning? Is it happening in sessions, and what are the time durations or the time variations?
So I'm absolutely, for today, for example, it's in 3 sessions. We have the morning session, which starts at 9 a.m. And terminates by 12.
Okay.
And then the afternoon session begins at 2. And then all the way to 5. And then we have the evening session starting at 6:30, all the way to later around 10 p.m. And it's a moment of intense engagement. If you think you have prayed before and you know how to pray, come and experience another dimension of it. But just in case your office hours and things may not allow you to do it, you can find us on all our social media handles, Instagram, Facebook, the Global Prayer Work Summit itself website. I mean, all over the place you can contact us and get connected live streaming to be a part of what is going on.
So what if I'm somewhere and I'm not able to come? I'm sure that, are there any provision for transport and all that?
Yes, transportations are available throughout the summit.
Okay.
And even in the night, buses are available to transport people in and from the premises to very strategic locations where people can easily access.
Which locations are?
I may not be able to give you the exact details, but when you talk about, I mean, people in Medina, people around Circle, people at Denta, Sakumono, all the way to Newtown, and all the other locations where you can strategically access any transport from there to Dansoman and beyond all those places, buses. Folks are actually being transported all the way from Kumasi and all the university campuses, and these buses are available to take them back to their places where they are coming from.
You are doing this for 3 days?
It's happening for the next 3 days, today, tomorrow, and ends on Saturday in a very grand style.
I was about asking that because I know every event, the final day is like the mega one. So what exactly is happening on the Saturday?
So the Saturday from 9 a.m. we have what we call the morning glory. The morning from 7 a.m. actually. It ends at 9 a.m., the morning glory. And then we move into the leadership summit where there will be a breakfast meeting hosted by Papa, the Archbishop. We have ministry leaders, pastors, and also partners of the Global Prayer Work Summit. That's the Duncan Williams Ministries, NDW, Nicholas Duncan Williams Ministries partners are coming to have a time together to be impacted, to share fellowship, and also know the way forward as far as God's agenda is concerned. On the other flip side, the next generation church is also going to be engaging with, I mean, all kinds of talks, political leadership, how they can harness their potentials and come to the place where they can work together in community, in partnership, as far as the next level leadership of the nation and of the church is concerned. So we're looking forward to something very powerful. The crescendo of it all is going to be something really, really good.
Beautiful. And I've seen that you've lined up powerful men of God and also people who will be ministering at the event and all that.
Yes.
If you can share with us a few, so we know we can see it on the screen.
Yes. So, I mean, hosted by Papa, I mean, known to be the apostle of strategic prayers. He's been on the cutting edge for the last 48 years. I mean, it's been tremendous blessing to us. We also have our venerable Reverend Dr. Eastwood Anaba.
Yes.
I mean, he's a revivalist par excellence. Anytime he steps into the atmosphere, you could literally feel that God is doing something. And then we also have Reverend Dr. Ampia Kofi, who by all standards, I mean, we all love and appreciate so much. Reverend Dr. Ojiri, Bernard Ojiri Asari, also a revivalist, a tremendous servant of God from Takrady will be coming. And then we also have other music ministers. Our own Sandra Boachi is going to be there. We have Joe Metal, who is ministering actually this morning. And we also have Simeon also coming all the way from France, coming in. And guess what? Our own VOT, the in-house choir, are going to be there. So it's free. It's free. It's free.
Bishop
free.
John. That we don't talk more. So that is Bishop John Ahiati for us. He's giving us the chance for us to come for this all-important event. It's free, as he ended with, and it's in sessions 9, 12, 5. Make sure that you are part of this event. It's from today to Saturday, and that is the Global Prayer Works Summit happening in Accra, which is the first of its kind in Ghana and also the whole of Africa. Now, my colleague Jifa will be having a conversation with Ghana Herbs. Stay with us and enjoy that.
You are welcome to Ghana Herb Therapeutics. Yang and I am the leading herbal pharmaceutical industry. Ewa Ghana ha. Yeneni swadi hunu se yede ayaresa eni enije ebe mani penyina na hano ye bomoden se yede abe fumfidi ekukudam ekwan ahodo a ye nam so ede ye enduro na bomoden se ye nduro ni nyina ye nduro eye safe and efficacious with proven evidence. Our quality control lab hano ye nsohwe ahodo pi ne abrante ye no ohwehwe ne ye frɛ no the pH na pH no eboa ema ye hu se ye duro no eye acidic anase eye basic anase eye neutral na esan se ye nduro ni nyina no ye nim ni pH ni ntino se ye hwehwe pH no na se pH na ye hwehwe no asesa wo se prekope no ye jai edwuma ye woduro no so nyina na ye bomodin se ye correct ni nti a pH no asesa moisture content analyzer eye hwehwemu ehunu se nsuo dodo a egina ye duro no mu no eye anase enye se ebro ompempenso a ye hwehwe a ye sanso de duro no ko ne akohatamu ye Emfidi a aka nyina nso no eboa yen ema yetimi calculate ne friend therapeutic dose e ba no sana ye hu eduro no dodo a e wo se yetimi edigo capsule bie mu se ne be asa wonno ma na yetimi asa wo yare aha ena aha ban ahodo a ye extract eni ne ka eduro no ye kafra na ya ho hata aha no a mailing room na ye de abefo mfidi a stainless steel e de yam ye nduro no e ma ye nya ne fe standard pour size ye ne fe capsulation ye capsulation ni bia ya sanso de abefo mfidi a stainless steel ya ma fidi na paper capsules no fe ansana ya ko ne fe counting and sealing and one kasa ekenkan inno dodo a e wo se ko container bie mu ya sanso de silica gel e de atum se ne be ya nsuo engine container no mu na ankose eduro no ene na hoden se fidie na be sanso akata eduro no se fefefe with aluminium foil na esili no kama aha no ye won fidie a emma ye nduro ni nyina na shenso de ne friend label e we fidie na nkasa asama ne friend manufacturing date if you are someone expiring date now asanso amano batch number ne edikan eye Ghana bam edroyi no eye nku won aso anu ye hye na ye nam hunam ya obi ani ho a edroyi entumi ensa enti se ope edro a etumi etu oya wase na eyi free ho ema ho etowa pe Ghana bam afei se wo ye bema wa ho de ekofom e wo mpemu a anaso pe se wo sisimu eye den and the edro a ye friend say Ghana man na beboa ye sanso on ye friend say 500 Ghana ha nyina no ye ka immune booster anu odin na anu ohia ye sa immune booster we be ma bia wo pese wo bo prostate gland ho ban we ni edura ebetimi aboa prostate joy
ye na ye the leading phytopharmaceutical company in Africa ye bibidro ba enye bibidro it's like ye no ye use abodie nyansa penhwehwe mu atwi habanu musuo nyina the power of the herb the chino with machines before we produce.
Welcome back from that break. If you just joined us, you're still live on Breakfast Daily. And if you're one who is interested in how herbal medicines work or how scientific ways of using herbal medicines to treat various diseases or illnesses work, this interview or this conversation we are just about to have is for you. So stay glued. This morning, we've been joined in the studio by persons or people from Ghana Herb Therapeutics, and in the studio with me is Nutifafa Techi, who is the manager and a pytho scientist, as well as Dr. Kuma, who is a pythomedic. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining.
Viewers.
Thank you for coming. Now let's get straight into the conversation. I am very, very interested in this one because many a times, personally, I'm not a herbal medicine girl.
Yes.
Because sometimes some of them are so bitter. look, it's literally war when I'm supposed to take herbal medicines, but my mom loves them to the core. But now let's start off the conversation by asking you, or you telling us what you do or what you are at Ghana Herb.
Yes, Ghana Herb Therapeutics is a leading producer of herbal pharmaceuticals. We term them phytoceuticals in Ghana. We're the leading producers and our aim is to add science and technology to the production of herbal medicines. We make sure that the herbal medicines are proven with efficacy, with safety and quality. That's what we do. And we are in this space for over 30 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Over 30 years.
30
That's
years
a long
now.
time.
Yeah,
so I guess you might have crossed your T's and dotted all of your I's to get here by now. But you mentioned scientific process through which your production is done. Talk to us about it. What exactly do you do through these scientific processes?
Yeah, Jifa, you see, WHO estimated that over 80% of people in the third world countries depends on herbal medicines for their primary health care.
Right.
However, the quality of these herbal medicines are not up to the standard. So it brought a big gap, a huge gap between the herbal medicines and the orthodox drugs. Huge gap. For instance, lack of science and technology in the production of the drugs, and lack of empirical evidence to support the claims that we make for herbal medicines. So we are in this space to try to bridge the gap between the herbal medicine production and the orthodox medicine, to bridge it with science and technology. For instance, in the production of our drugs, all our drugs, especially the flagship ones that we have in the market, the Prostajoy, the Safe 500, the Ghana Man, the Ghana Balm, those drugs were produced under rigorous scientific processes. Right from picking or harvesting the herbs to the finished product, we apply scientific processes to them. For instance, we don't boil herbal drugs, we don't dry herbal drugs in the sun, because we assume that the sun might have destroyed the UV light, might have destroyed the active ingredients in the herbs. So we don't dry our herbs in the sun. We give it a conducive environment where we dry our herbs. After that, we extract, we don't boil. We extract the active ingredients in the herbs using organic solvents to extract. So we don't boil our herbs, because boiling also destroys the efficacy or the potency of the drugs. So we extract, after extraction, we concentrate these herbs, these extracts, by removing the solvent that we use to extract. We concentrate it, removing it, having the concentrate alone. Now with this extract alone, or this concentrated extract alone, we determine the bioactivity of this concentrate to make sure, hey, if it's anti-malaria,
Doc,
is it...
Be calming down on the scientific terms for us so that our viewers who are watching, who are not doctors or science inclined, can understand. So be calming down for us a little.
So what I'm saying is that we don't boil our drugs. We don't use the drug raw. We extract the active ingredients or the potency of the herbs, leaving the chaff. For instance, when you take mahogany, maybe one ton, after extraction with our food grade solvents, you end up having about maybe 200 liters of extract. With this extract, we need to concentrate it again by removing the solvents that we use to extract, leaving the concentrate alone. So with this concentrate alone, we need to check whether it's active. If it's for malaria, is it truly anti-malaria? Is it inhibiting the growth of the Plasmodium falciparum or the parasite that causes malaria? Or is it anti-diabetic? Is it working as anti-diabetic? If it's working, at what concentration is it working? So we do a lot of calculation to determine that, because of the therapeutic dose. When you get a dose, then we can now produce. So when you produce, the therapeutic dose is in all the capsules. So when you take one capsule for malaria, it works. One capsule for diabetic, it works. That's what we do at Ghana Herb Therapeutics. And after the production, we do something we call safety assessment test. One is called acute safety, chronic safety, and cytotoxicity safety. We do these levels of safety to make sure what we are taking is very safe and wholesome for humanity before we go to the market to sell.
Right.
Even with that, we don't just go, we do series of clinical trials. For now, we have a clinic that does the clinical trials, make sure our drugs are working before we even sell.
I was going to come to that, but just before that, Doc, you haven't spoken yet, so talk to us. Notifafa mentioned some of your flagship products. I personally know about the Ghana Balm, but I didn't know it was your product. So now that I know, I've used it before and it's very, very potent. So talk to us about some of them and what they do. Then you fill us in on the hospital, your your new facility you have in Accra and Kumasi, and what services you render over there.
Okay, so we have on the market right now, we have Prostate Joy. And Prostate Joy has been recommended for prostate support or for prostate health. And we know that it is one of the rising issues or one of the issues or non-communicable diseases that is causing a lot of harm to a lot of men. And unfortunately, it has contributed to the reduction in the life expectancy of men currently. Now, at the moment, the life expectancy for men is around 64 years. And prostate health happens to be one of them. So with Prostate Joy, we are able to help bring the state of the prostate into its required size or where it is supposed to be. Now, ideally, the size of the prostate must not be bigger than 40 grams or 40 centimeters cube. Anything above that, it means that you are heading towards either it is enlarged or there might be a cancer in it. Now, with Prostate Joy, we combined 4 herbs. We used Phyllanthus fraternus. We used Morinda lucida.
What are those?
We used Cryptolepis sanguinolenta and Momodica carantia. These are common herbs around us. But we did our research and found out that they had active ingredients that had healing effects or healing properties on the prostate. So like what he said, the processes that we had to take them through, we took them through all these rigorous processes and examined them on prostate cells, and it worked. So when we formulated and brought it on the market, in fact, the feedback has been very, very positive. So it's so powerful in such a way that you don't need so many capsules to get healed. Just one capsule a day for some men is enough to handle their prostate situation. So we have Prostate Joy out there for every man who needs to take care of his prostate, whether you have been diagnosed or you want to prevent. It is both
for prevention
and for treatment. That is one thing that makes our products stand out. Most of the products out there are for prevention, but ours have been formulated in such a way that you can take it for prevention and also for curative purposes.
Beautiful.
And then we have also Ghana Man. We know that the rising case of the abuse of aphrodisiacs on the market, the abuse of bitters, caffeinated drinks. We realize that it is also causing a lot of harm. So there should be a way we can scale that thing down by producing a medicine or coming up with something natural that can help men. So Ghana Man is for energy, is for vitality. It enhances your testosterone level as a man. And in so doing, it is going to, it also is going to improve your blood circulation and also work on your hypothalamic
not to cut you, but just we are running out of time here. So quickly, in maybe about 60 seconds, talk to us about the facilities you have in Accra and Kumasi and what you do, and then you can share with us how people can get some of these drugs, and also if they want to access your facilities, how they can do that.
Okay, so we have 2 main facilities at the moment. One is the Executive Prostate and Herbal Center, which is located at somewhere around UPSA.
Okay.
So it's we have equipped the facility with the state-of-the-art, diagnostic equipment. We are classified as a low resource country, but we should be able to get the diagnostic equipment that can give us the diagnosis we need to be able to treat. So we have the expertise who are qualified, who are licensed, KNUST trained. We have the qualified doctor of medical laboratory technologist. We have almost every expert we need, because we want to arrive at the right diagnosis to be able to administer the right medicine.
If people want to come to that facility, how do they reach you and also purchase your drugs? Are they in all pharmacies or all herbal shops?
Yes. So we are in all pharmacies, we are in all herbal shops all over the country, and our numbers too have been projected on the screen. I think they are being scrolled down. You can just call us. If you need any other further direction, we can easily direct you to our facility. So we are in Accra and we are in Kumasi.
Right. Thank you so much for coming. I was joined in the studio by Dr. They are from Ghana Herb. That's Dr. Kojokuma, as well as Nuti Fafatechi, who is the manager and phytoscientist at Ghana Herb Therapeutics. This is where we bring an end to this interview, but we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, look, there's something very, very interesting coming up you don't want to miss. Do stay with us.
Become a time in all of our lives when your brilliance and your intelligence and skill is restricted and limited. And it is that day that you will realize the need of the supernatural and spirituality. This is the moment we must come together. Hear me. Enough is enough. It's time for something to give. It's time for something to bow. For the first time, we are bringing it to Ghana, the global prayer works coming from all over the nations of the world to lift up prayer. It's time for the powers of the dark kingdom to bow their knees. When we gather, when we pray together, it gives us the upper hand. The world is in a state of emergency. The church is in a state of emergency. And all we do is to pray 1 or 2 times and think we've made it. No, it's a lifestyle. Praying in the morning, praying in the afternoon, praying in the evening, praying in the night, praying at midnight, and praying consistently. It is time to stop running business as usual. It will not work. The time that God has set aside for you and I. And all you got to do is to show up. This is a divine summons. It's a subpoena. You can't miss it.
Remember who we are singing now. At risk of prostate enlargement. We a member or her. 20 ebitimi prostate cancer. 5 bitimi afamu. Nadia ubefamu.
Actually, this is not my fault.
And to wada, entina midi meniche Executive Prostate Center.
Executive Prostate Center is a unique medical center where we harmonize in-depth traditional medicine with cutting-edge science and technology to cure, to treat, and to prevent diseases like prostate enlargement, prostate cancer.
Executive Prostate Center. Madame home facilities no any professional medical care.
Sisi a bibia clear system no. Ye nro ne so de natural. Into we koso afama ye.
Executive Prostate Center. My cured.
To Doctor in the House right here on Channel 1 TV. This is a health and education platform which is on Breakfast Daily every Thursday. So if you're tuned in, you're welcome. But you may want to catch a subsequent broadcast within the week, which I'm not sure you want to miss out on. This morning, we are literally going to, increase the volume a little bit, literally in your ears. So do stay tuned to the show. We are going to be talking about hearing impairment. And joining me in the studio is Brigadier Brigadier General Dr. Nee Obudai. He's an ear, nose, and throat surgeon and former Commander 37 Military Hospital, who is now a medical director of Rosebeck ENT Clinic, East Legon, Accra. Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you in the studio.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for making time again to join us here. Last week when you were here, the conversation was very interesting, very, very enlightening. So by the time you left, we had tons of messages on our messages console, which we have to answer a few before we get into this morning's conversation. So this one says, please, I'm JB from Pokwase. Doc, I had an accident in 2010, and ever since, I have been feeling some noise in my left ear non-stop. I hardly hear if one speaks to me from that side of the ear. So what could be the problem? You want to know?
Yeah, right from the precursor, it's an accident that he had. So that's trauma. We don't know the extent of the injuries he had. If it happened, he got a head injury as well. Definitely, the hearing organ is sitting in the bony structure of the skull. So depending on the nature of the injuries he had, it could have affected the hearing organ, and therefore, because that's coming from the cochlea, which is the hearing organ. So depending on the nature of it, if it was a head injury, definitely we may have a problem from that. So definitely it is from the accident.
Oh, right. Anyway, this one says, I am Ajua and I'm having problems with my right ear. Please, where can I locate you? Ajua, I didn't state exactly what the problem is, but Doc, she's asking where she can locate you.
Yes.
Maybe she wants to come in.
The clinic is on the Trinity Avenue. Trinity Avenue, East Legon, directly opposite the Chartered Institute of Bankers.
Oh, right.
So I put our numbers. I think numbers should be running as well, so they know where to find. East Legon, on the Trinity Avenue, directly opposite the Chartered Institute of Bankers.
Right.
Co-located with Pamoni Clothing.
Okay. All right. So this one also says, hi, Doc. I had an ear problem on my left ear during a church function, and each time it occurred, it will be normal after some hours. And sometimes it takes about 2 or 3 days before it takes 2 or 3 days before I couldn't hear at all, or I couldn't hear well. After the third experience, my left ear is partially off. Do I have any chance of fixing it like my right ear?
Yes. And the question is saying it started from church.
Yes.
So that will probably be because of loud music and where he or she is sitting in church. If you're sitting right in front of the speaker, if it blows out, you leave either with the sounds in the ear or with the difficulty in hearing, partially. And it's happened repeatedly. So this one, she must be advised to sit properly and then protect
the ear.
Not sit directly in front of the speakers. It will harm you.
Wow.
So it must be really situated. If it's so acute, great chance of getting it reversed. If it gets so chronic, then it becomes irreversible.
All right, this one, I hope that answers your question. So this one says, hi, please, I'm experiencing itchy ears always. I visited the hospital and I was told to use boric acid ear drop, but still my ears are itching. What do I do?
Yes, we'll have to get back. You have to get back and get a review, all right? The boric acid may have been just put in to soothe it. But if you have fungi in there, definitively the fungi will have to be treated. If it's a chronic discharge, that also has to be treated. So she has to go back, get a review so that the problem will be situated and then looked at again.
All right, there's another one from Justice who says, what do you advise I do when my ears feel itchy on the inside? That's the ear canal. That's what he's asking.
Exactly, the same itchy ear problem. We'll have to really diagnose it and then treat it. It's not the same thing as going in with all the tools we described last week.
Yeah.
Feathers, keys, back of combs and all that. The eardrum is so thin, we may damage it. So please visit the appropriate people so we can get it sorted out for you and take care of the each year.
Right. So I guess this answers all your questions from last week. So if you are just tuned in, we are just about to get into the conversation. But you can also send us a WhatsApp message so you get to ask Doc all your questions while he's still in the studio. The WhatsApp number is 020-444-7033. Do send in your messages and then Doc is here to answer all of them. Doc, let's get into today's conversation. We are talking about hearing impairment.
Yes.
This topic or this conversation, many a times we don't even have it at all until it gets out of hand or until we see all the little signs and symptoms of hearing impairment. What exactly is hearing impairment?
Very well. Thank you for the question. Hearing impairment stems basically from the fact that the ear may have gotten issues, and then the normal function of the ear, which is hearing, gets compromised partially or for some reasons permanently. So it's a question of the hearing thresholds that we have. If you have a normal audiogram, anything, we pitch the frequency of the sound against the decibel, the intensity. Anything between 10, some books say 20. If the intensity of the hearing there is within 20, that's normal hearing. If I did an audiogram on you and it's between 15, 20, that's okay. Now, if the hearing level falls, comes up to like 40 decibels sound, then you'll get into mild hearing loss. If it goes further down to like 60, moderate. Anything above 60 is severe until it gets to profound. Now you're not hearing at all. So it's a question of paying attention to the level of hearing that we have. Unfortunately, we are the same kind of people who do, no worry, it will go, I'll check it, until it becomes so bad. Importantly, once your level falls a little bit, check it up. And if you get that done regularly, we will be able to have a whole history and record on you. So we can compare your hearing levels as the years go by. So we can easily tell how fast your hearing is deteriorating or whether it's being kept at the same level.
Now, Doc, if someone is losing their ability to hear, and you want to know what are the red flags, or how are we able to tell that indeed I'm having or I'm suffering a hearing loss or a hearing impairment? What is the process? What are the things to take note of?
Yes, ideally, each person should be able to know himself. But unfortunately, we are not able to. All right. So the clear signs are the people around you who hear you talking and you seem to be shouting. Because if you're not hearing well, you raise your speech or your level of the sound so that you can hear yourself. And that is shouting. Or somebody comes into your room and your radio or your TV is turned up so high. All right? Those are telltale signs. So if we are not able to tell ourselves, at least people who are around us, who are hearing us, seeing us, how we do our social issues, know that your level is too high. Go check your ear. But ideally, you should know. They're like, I'm not hearing too well. Somebody, I said last week, somebody came, said he couldn't hear well. And I'm asking, which ear? He didn't know whether I was right or left. But you should be able to know which ear you're not hearing in well, and then get it checked. Because the level, like I've said, is very important. That determines the level of your loss, the level of the impairment you have. Normal, mild, moderate, severe, and profound, or total loss.
Doc, you know, when you were answering some of the questions from last week, we're talking about the person who had the experience from church. You mentioned that it could possibly be from the loud music or the speakers in church. Now, most of us these days, we have airports, we have big headsets to enjoy music when we go to the gym, when we are taking our walks. So even when we are watching content on social media, how bad or how dangerous is that?
Yes, I think we mentioned something about that last week. But now the issue is this. It is, and now, like you're saying, it's on 24/7. They're even sleeping with them. I don't know why. They're sleeping with them. Music, social media.
Not to cut you, but sometimes when you are having difficulty in sleeping at night, there are sounds or sleep tunes that can make you sleep. So you just wear them to just cut every noise around you off so that it can take
sleep
you.
Well. Yes. So that you can do that. And you enjoy your music, you enjoy whatever you're listening to nicely. But now, if it is on, and I'm sitting close to you, and I can hear it, then it's already too loud.
Right.
Because that is tailored for your ears only. Yeah, it's not public music. So if you have your AirPod on, and you have your headphones on, and I sit close to you and I hear it, that music is too loud, which has to be toned down. At least it has to be enjoyed just for you. I shouldn't hear what you're listening to at all. That is the danger there. We turn it up too high. We think that if it's so loud, then we get to enjoy it better. But that is not so. You should be able to enjoy cool music and get the details of it and enjoy it. It doesn't have to be that loud. So for those, or what do you call it, the AirPods and the headphones, the neighbor shouldn't hear it.
Right.
If your neighbor hears it, it is
Then
too
there's
loud.
a problem. Right, now let's talk about other things that we do or our day-to-day activities that can impede or cause our hearing. Aside from the AirPods, what are some of the things that we do unknowingly, unconsciously? We do not even know that this thing I'm doing can lead to me losing my sound or my hearing ability.
Yes, we'll still come back to the sound, okay? If it's not individual, personalized, like you've just described, there's pollution everywhere. Yeah, noise. I visited a place sometime, and I was in traffic for about a week or so. And I'm like, I didn't hear the horn. A car horn.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the horn for about a whole week. And there was something missing.
Yes.
Because we are blowing the horn here to greet, to say bye-bye, to look for passengers, and it's so loud. So loud. So we have pollution everywhere. Unfortunately, the district assemblies, the municipal assemblies, even environmental protection is not able to clamp down. If you get into to all those business lines area where they're actually dealing and selling music, you can't sit close by them. If you dig that for 3, 4, 5 days, either you get tinnitus or you get temporary hearing impairment. So the pollution that we have and how much we are bombarded with sound. Okay, there's beautiful sound in the world to enjoy. But the way we operate it and the levels at which we operate it becomes harmful to us.
Wow.
Yeah, so unknown to us, if it's not personalized with your ports, pollution generally, noise pollution. Because there's something we call noise-induced hearing loss. It's not genetic, it's not by age, it's not Presby acoustics, it is noise-induced. And if you see the curve audiogram, 4 kilohertz, thereabout, it dips. You know this is a noise-induced hearing loss, either by pollution or self-induced.
You mentioned genetics. What are some of the genetic ways of losing your hearing ability, or even with children? You know, sometimes when kids are born, how are you able to detect that this child or my child has a hearing defect, and how are you able to treat that?
Yes, okay, let's begin with the kids. It is gradually becoming what do you call it, customary now to even check, all right? There are tests that the audiologists kind of do now to check the kids' hearing even before they grow up and start, dealing with, school-going issues.
And how early can this be?
Some are done at birth. Okay, some clinics are doing that at birth to test it. So even before the kid gets out of the hospital, that test has been done, so they know the kid has reserves to hear. Now, for those ones who don't get that done, as they grow up, we should be able to pay attention. And I repeat that, pay attention. Trust me, there are kids who are not hearing, and unfortunately, it's the teachers who notice the kids are not hearing and not the parents.
How so?
Yeah, they just think they're being stubborn. They call you, they don't hear. We call you, we give you a knock, you don't hear. The parents don't realize the kids are not hearing. It probably will be just wax. It probably will be just wax, obstructive. But they just keep knocking them, keep beating them. When they call you, you don't come. Very stubborn. It's the teachers in the classrooms who rather find out that this kid is not hearing well. Let's go and check. They come to you, the ears are both full of wax. But I'm saying that the kids should know. That's what I'm saying. Pay attention. All right? Now, for kids who have issues with adenoid hyperplasia, glue ear kind of thing, those are procedures that we actually got to correct with surgery and then free the middle ear so the kids can get back to normal hearing. So what our point is this, let's pay attention, particularly with the kids. Let's pay attention.
Now, Doc, still on kids, when babies are born, I have witnessed some. In some homes, you see that we buy cotton buds to take some of the earwax out. Sometimes they fold the edge of a towel or tissue to take it out, all in the name of, there's dirt cleaning the ear of the baby. Is that okay? Is it safe?
Okay. Let's put it in perspective once again. You can't clean the corners of the baby's ears, the nostrils kind of thing with the cotton buds. But like I said last week, you cannot remove wax with the cotton bud. The canal is a cul-de-sac, one way in. You don't go in, touch it, and remove it. I use my instrumentation, flush it out, go behind it, and bring it out. So for the purposes of this issue, you can clean the corners of the ear, the corners, the crevices with the cotton bud. The nostrils, kids particularly, no problem. But you cannot remove wax with the cotton bud. And you can cause a lot of trouble by injuring the eardrum, which is the main function of the thing to assess and process the hearing.
Wow. There are some questions coming in, but let's talk about treatments shortly, and then we can take some of the questions. So if you're watching us, we are having a conversation about hearing impairment. You can send your questions, your thoughts on the WhatsApp number 020-444-7033, and Doc is in the studio to answer all your questions here and now. If you're facing any challenges as well, do send us your question, and Doc will do due diligence to us. Doc, let's talk about treatments. How much have hearing aids evolved? And are hearing aids the go-to solution if one is suffering a hearing impairment?
The straight answer is no. Once again, we'll have to situate the type of hearing impairments that you have. And the nature of it. If it's a temporary thing, which is so reversible, we put you on treatments, medications, and get it sorted out. Okay. Now, the hearing aids have come in for permanent or irreversible hearing. All right? So then the hearing aids come in to augment and direct the sound to the eardrum to get the process started. Now, you will not get a temporary hearing loss. For example, I will not put hearing aid in anybody's ear who has a mild hearing loss. Even moderate. Yeah, you can get around 40, 50 decibels, you can get around. I'll put a hearing aid in somebody's ear who has above 60 decibels of impairment, which is irreversible. Then you put in just to aid, augment the sound so the person can hear. And now they're behind the ear, which was the earlier type of hearing aids behind the ear. Now there's in the ear hearing aid. You could just stick it in the ear like the earbuds we're talking about. Nobody even knows you're wearing a hearing aid. Yeah. Nobody sees it. Digital, you can control it with your remote control kind of thing. So there is in the ear hearing aid now, as opposed to the behind the ear bulky one. Those ones are phased out now. We have in the ear digital hearing aids.
So in instances where the hearing aids are not the go-to solution, and you realize that after assessment, of course, you realize that the issue has escalated, are there any surgeries, any kind of surgeries that can restore one's hearing ability?
It depends on the type of hearing difficulty you have. There's one we call a conductive problem, all right? And that is typically from probably a chronic suppurative otitis media. And to surprise you to know what contribution slaps give to this conductive hearing problem.
Slaps? Like someone slapping you?
Yes, ma'am. Slap.
Doc, expatiate on that for us, because it's very interesting.
Okay. Now, the basic problem with a conductive hearing loss is typically to do with a perforation in the eardrum. The eardrum has to be intact to receive the stimulus of the sound, to vibrate and transmit the sound. Now, if you have a perforation in the eardrum, that function of vibration is compromised. So if I do a hearing test for you, between the bone conduction and the air conduction, you see a gap there. That is conductive hearing loss. All right. So now what it means is closing the ear, the perforation in there, so that you restore the function of the drum. And when that surgery is done, you can restore the function of the eardrum and restore your hearing. Okay? So you're not going to put a hearing aid in that kind of ear with a conductive hearing loss, with a perforation, huge central perforation in the drum. You will have to do a surgery to correct it. And you might not need a hearing aid at all. Once the surgery is corrected, now slaps in the sense that when the slap goes, there's a whole pressure from the slap. All right, and then it tears the eardrum. If it's a minor tear, it can heal. If it's a huge tear, it retracts. And when it gets, repeatedly infected, the edges of that perforation gets to heal, and then it cancels any possibility of the eardrum restoring and healing itself. So that perforation stays in. It becomes a chronic central perforation from a slap.
Wow. So the parents who just, give the backhand anyhow, please, you need to be very, very careful, because you may end up doing bad, damages to your child's ear than you think. You're just trying to, reprimand them from doing the wrong thing and all of that.
I saw a patient a week ago who has discharging ear. And the history was like, oh, this thing has been going on for years. And she remembers getting slapped about 4 years ago by her husband.
What?
Okay. So now when I checked in there was a huge central perforation. So now that perforation is there, it gets infected so easily. And that function is kaput. So now she's hearing mainly from one ear.
One ear.
So that's a result
with such a condition, what would you, what corrective measure would be able
surgery
to fix it? Wow. Anyway, we have some questions coming in. And this one said, "Good morning, Doc. My ears appears clear, but when I'm eating, or anytime I'm eating, I try swallowing anything, I feel they are blocked. And usually when I take a deep gasp while I close my nose, then it feels better. I have complained about this long ago, and the specialist kept saying nothing is wrong with my ears. What do I do, Doc?"
It sounds like a tubal dysfunction. All right, this is the issue. There's a connection from the back of the nose, okay, into the middle ear. Okay, it's just like when you're flying or going uphill. You realize your ears feel like they're closing.
Yeah.
You swallow, you yawn, and then it opens up.
Yeah.
Typically taken off by flying and landing. If you're going up Abri Hills, you feel the kind of pressure in the ear. You swallow. That's a function of the eustachian tube that connects the middle ear to the back of the nose. Now, if that tube is not functioning well, if you take off or you land, you get barotrauma, pain. So that tube must be, it's a very thin and fine tube, but it must be patent to equalize the pressure from the middle ear to the atmosphere to give you pressure. Now, for this one who says that when she's swallowing, it means the tube is not functioning well. So whether she's chewing or yawning or having to open her mouth or exert pressure by holding the nose, that opens the tube, and then the pressure is equalized, and they normalize the hearing.
So what can the person do?
We'll have to decongest.
And how is that done?
By medications.
Oh.
Nasal spray. The appropriate nasal sprays.
Right.
So that you can decongest, and then the tube will be patent, so that when you climb, you don't have any problem.
All right. So, Dominic, if you're still watching, this is what Doc has for you by way of answering your question. So you can reach out to him, and then he'll sort you out. This one says, "I have this noise in my right ear. Please, how can I get it out?" He didn't state exactly what kind of noise.
What kind of noise and for how long?
Yeah.
It's important.
All right. This one also says, "Hi, I'm Phil from Kwabenya. Is it wise to flush the ear? And are there any solutions in Ghana to flush it with?"
Wow. To flush the ear. Self-flushing.
Well, the person didn't state, but I think I have personally heard people share stories of, I think my ear was dirty, so I went to the hospital to flush it out.
Yeah. We irrigate the ear.
Okay.
Or wash out.
Mm.
That is done.
Right.
You can get it done easily. okay, washed out. It must be done properly, like I'm saying. Otherwise, you create trouble. So there's a possibilities of washing the ear out. There are a few gadgets and things that people can use themselves to flush. But if you don't have that, you probably have to get it done rightly.
Yeah.
You know. So there's a possibility of washing the, if that's what he means by flushing. Ear irrigation, ear washouts, they're regularly done at the ENT clinics.
Okay, so this question says, what is the perfect tool for cleaning up the ear?
Yeah, I'll come back to that again. The ear doesn't get dirty. So that whole notion of cleaning doesn't come in at all. Yeah, if it's trying to remove the wax, it has to be done appropriately, not with a Q-tip, certainly not. I had a patient who was producing so much wax. I was washing for about every three months. I was washing the ear, where he was producing so much wax. It has to be done well. So the wax or debris or anything in the ear that is blocking it can be removed. All right, but the ear doesn't get dirty for that matter.
Okay.
It's how I'm going to clean my ear. Yeah, no, what are you going to clean? It's not dirty. The wax is produced by the same ear.
Right, Doc, so this is the final question, then we wrap up on the segment. This one says, please, I've grown to realize that my left ear does not hear at all. I cannot tell what happened to that ear, and I do not even know when that began. I have lived with this till I'm 32 years now.
Wow.
Doc, please, can something be done to restore my left ear to its normal hearing capacity?
Is it totally dead?
Well, she says it cannot hear at all.
She doesn't even know when.
Yes, it began or how.
Has she seen anybody to examine it?
The person didn't state that.
Yeah, we'll have to get some good history, do some examination, and find a type of hearing impairment or difficulty here she has, so we can situate it and see whether it's reversible or irreversible, can be treated or not.
Now, Doc, wrapping up on the conversation, for people watching now who do not even know where to start from if they're experiencing any hearing defects or deficiencies, how to even note the signs and the symptoms. What would you say to them? And of course, for parents, how do they detect that my child is developing a hearing defect, even before they take it out to school or somebody else notices it?
Yes, very well. So in closing it, I mean, like I said, let's pay attention. The hearing sense is so important. There's so much good sounds to enjoy. We need to preserve our hearing to do it. So now, if you're keeping your level, your volume level at 2 or 3 or 5, and you're hearing normally, and now you have to go to 10 before you hear, you know there's a problem. You're turning it up. You should know. But if you think that it has to go up for you to enjoy it, that's a different problem. All right. So now paying attention means that the little signs that you see, like I'm talking about now, importantly, get it checked, which we don't like doing. Get it checked. Now, if I have a patient who's having issues and I have a catalog and a record on you, I know what your hearing was like in 2020. For example, I know what your hearing audiogram looks like in 2021. I know what it looks like in 2022. So I have a record on you. I can tell if your hearing is deteriorating so fast, which something has to be done, or marginal, forget about it. All right? So we are not paying attention, and we are open. And again, we are bombarding ourselves with the same kind of problems that are giving us the hearing impairments.
Doc, speaking of the checks, right?
Yes.
How often can one check their ears? And should I just get up and go to the hospital, or do I wait for something to happen, or do I wait to feel that, no, there's something really going on in my ears before I go get it checked?
Yes, you can get it checked. There are people who are running annual checks, okay? There are BPs, there are sugar levels and labs and kind of things. It can be part of that, okay? Because we hardly notice it ourselves. That's the difficult part. But otherwise, if you don't have a problem, hey, no problem. You don't have to come and see me at all with your hearing. But if you notice that people are telling you are shouting. Yeah, I mean, it's like if you can't hear, you have to raise your voice so you hear yourself.
Yeah.
So if your friends tell you are shouting, find out what's going on, okay? Get it checked. Then you know, you have that record. This is your hearing level as at this date.
Right.
Now, if you, in a year, 2 years down the road, you're like, there's something going on, go back there and get it checked. If you pitch the 2020, 2025 sound to the 2024 sound, you know where you are at.
Difference.
And then it can be properly addressed.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Buddha, for those powerful insights about the ear. This has been Doctor in the House. Until next time, do make sure that you are taking proper care of your ear.
Welcome. It's Play to Aid.
Get ready for the game show where every play has a purpose. Welcome to Play to Aid, the only game show where your knowledge and skill don't just win you prizes, they help change lives.
What sport is considered the most popular in the world?
Football. Every point you earn goes toward real-world support, from school supplies to health kits, clean water to emergency relief. Play smart, play big, play to aid. Catch all the action, the drama, and the heat.
Most commonly spoken language in Brazil.
Portuguese. Play to Aid every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Edna, let's begin.
The Play to Aid game show is proudly sponsored by Tank Palace, Giraffe Island, and VVIP.
We are grateful that you stay with us here on Breakfast Daily. That was an interesting conversation, Jifa and the doctor in studio. Now it's time for us to bring you something on Literacy Challenge 2025. Just Monday or Tuesday, one of these days, Apioko brought in Awula Wulu, who gave us some highlights and indicated that a first-time writer should stay away from using AI. Is going to make you lazy. But today, we are finding out another thing from an interesting individual. She's like 3 in 1. She's an author, a medical biology. That's a laboratory.
Yes, I'm the laboratory director.
Yeah, director, and a clinical
biochemist.
Biochemist. You alone 3 in 1. Okay, her name is Elizabeth Irene Beatty. Okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
How do you do all three? You are an author, a medical laboratory director, and also a clinical biochemist. How do you do all three?
I just juggle like everybody else. I dare say I'm probably not the only one. You just do it. Even when you're tired, you keep going.
Wow. So which one takes more of your time?
I think the laboratory takes up most of my time, yes. So I usually say I'm a clinical biochemist and laboratory director by day and a writer by night.
So what time do you get to do sleeping?
Later at night. So the earlier part of the night is for writing, and then the latter part is for sleeping.
So
yes.
I know it's 24 hours we all have. So
yes.
It's 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. So what time do you allocate for writing? What time do you allocate for being biochemist?
The director of the lab, yes.
Exactly. And what time do you allocate being the director of the lab?
Yes, and then of course there's family as well. Well, on average, I would say the laboratory takes up most of my day. Writing takes up about 2 hours in the evening. I generally try to make it fairly regular because it's a process that helps a system to work. So just trying to dedicate those 2 hours of the evening. Sometimes I get home and my husband says, "You're tired." I said, "Rami, I have to do it tired."
Are you a guy?
No, I'm not.
No, but you said Mamali?
No, I said Rami, my husband.
Rami. Okay,
yes,
okay.
my husband's name is Rami.
Okay.
Yes, sometimes you can see I'm exhausted, but I keep saying if you follow the tiredness, you won't write.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when I got to see what you write, it's like far away from the science.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Why that? And what really motivates you to go into what you write? If you can tell us what you are into.
Well, I write, thank you. I write fiction for children and young adults. So my books, my reader age will start from about 8 years old all the way up to late teens and into adulthood. And there's so much to explore about the human character from children right up. Yes. It's completely different from laboratory science, but just as rewarding.
But you're doing science.
Yes.
And you're writing this.
Yes.
What is the motivation? What is inspiring you to do it? And one will ask, for how long have you been doing it?
Yes. I think before I knew what a clinical biochemist was, I knew I was an author. So probably from the age of about 7, 8, 9, if you asked me, what did you want to be in future? There was only one answer. But then, of course, one goes to school, one begins to study different disciplines, and you learn that there are other interests out there. And for me, the biggest challenge has been balancing them. So while the love for writing was always there, writing generally tended to be quite private with me until after I had founded the laboratory in the year 2000. That's when the writer in me was just burning a hole in my chest.
Wow.
And I wrote the very first book, A Saint in Brown Sandals. This one won the Macmillan Writers' Prize for Africa.
A Saint in Brown Sandals.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, this is about self-worth, just a sense of self-esteem and delighting in who you are, celebrating your own strengths, and it's written in a diary format for children between the ages of 8 to 12. Okay. Now, when this one won the Macmillan Writers' Prize for Africa, that's when I thought, I do think that...
You can do it more.
Yes. Prior to that, a lot of my writing was hidden, and that's why I think what you're doing over here is great. It enables the children to get it out there.
Yeah, literacy challenge. So you wrote the first one, and it moved you to the second.
Yes.
And now how many, say, books have you written?
Right. I have 8 published novels. So I'm published in Ghana, in the USA, in Brazil, in the UK, in Nigeria.
You're international.
Yes.
You're global.
It's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling, yes. There are 8 books in all, and some of them have different editions depending on where they are published. And I'm working on my 9th book, for which I am about a year late, but I'll get there.
Oh, you are about a year late.
Yes.
So you have deadline for yourself, or a period you're supposed to bring out a particular book.
Exactly.
Okay, fine. So if you are to bring out, say, this book,
yes,
how many months did it take you, or years did it take you before you published this?
Flying Up the Mountain took me probably about a year and a half to finish, from beginning the book till final submission to the publisher, probably about a year and a half. The writing process took maybe about 7 or 8 months, and the editing process took probably just as long.
I like this part, because sometimes people say that I'm writing, I want to bring my book out, and within, say, a month or 2, if they are not able to get everything written, or they are not able to go through the stages for that period of time, they tend to sort of be discouraged.
Yes.
I've not been able to do it. So, but it takes you a year and 6, 7 to 8 months to write it.
Yes.
How do you do it?
And that I think is fast, because as I said, the one I'm working on now is currently, I'm in probably moving into my 3rd year of writing it, and finally getting to the final stages. It's very easy to start. Starting is easy because you are bubbling with wonderful ideas. You've got a picture of what you want, and so scribbling it down is the easiest part. But then later on, strengthening the story, deepening the characters, making them believable, real, ensuring that your plot is gripping, there's tension, there's continuity. That takes time. And then doing line editing, making sure that the sentence sounds sweet in the reader's ear. All of that takes time. And editing is a critical part of the writing process. So whenever I'm speaking to new writers, I always tell them, as much as possible, get yourself a great editor.
Proofread.
You can do a lot of it yourself, but you always need another pair of eyes to look over your work and tell you where the blind spots are.
So it's not that easy.
No, it's not.
Like we make it seem.
No, it is not. I don't think I make it seem easy, do I?
Most of the writers do.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
And I've written this number of books, and I've done this, and I've done this, and I've done that. Take us through the process. Say you're starting from the first stage to the time you get it published. How is it like?
Okay.
Is it the first one you are getting the idea, you are putting it down, you are writing it, and don't you lose your track or the thought in the process? Don't you do that? Doesn't that happen to you?
That does not happen. Initially, it always starts from a little gem. One of my books, Crossing the Stream, for example, this is about a 12-year-old boy whose grandmother buried her sofa. Now, the story, it was spawned from two different things. My relationship with my grandmother, I was very close to my grandmother, and I would sit with her. She would sit on her armchair and she would tell me history, everything from politics to finance. Our conversations spanned a wide range of topics. And then I also read separately a story about a man who had a truck. This was somewhere in South America. And this truck, he would take the truck to market. He was a farmer. Take his produce to take his produce to the market in his truck. Day in, day out, this truck was what he lived in. He would sleep in his truck. When the truck was too old to be used, he didn't want to scrap it. He decided to bury it on the farm. And I thought that was so poignant. And it just spanned the story of a 12-year-old boy and his relationship with his grandmother. It's a story of intergenerational love and how much encouragement can be obtained from what you hear. Now, these were two completely unrelated things, but then it sparks off an idea, and I just begin scribbling down. And one thing I tell writers is ideas are like feathers. They fly away. So when you have an idea, catch it, write it down, catch it, write it down. I'm constantly ripping. See me on my phone typing. It's because maybe I spoke to Philip, you said something, and I think, ooh, this will tie in with the story I'm writing. Quickly type it down. Even if it doesn't tie in with the story I'm writing and I think it's interesting, I will write it down because it may be useful for another story.
So you should always keep records.
Always. Truth is stranger than fiction. What you hear going on around you, what you see, is more titillating or tantalizing than the most imaginative totally that you could dream up. Yes.
On that scintillating and tantalizing note, what do you make of the Literacy Challenge 2025?
I think it's a
Channel 1 and CTFM is organizing.
Yes, I think it's a fantastic opportunity for children to have an opportunity to filter through in their minds the relevant and pertinent issues of the day, ask questions and address them in from their unique perspective. It's an opportunity for them to tie into or to speak into the issues of the day and see where they can play a role. I feel that, especially for children, it's so important for them at a very early age to see that they are also key players. We are all players. Everybody on the globe is a player. And we are often imagining that we're going to get some Osagifo coming from somewhere. Sometimes you are that Osagifo. You may not even realize it until something pivotal has happened, like this challenge. You write down your thoughts on it, and then it begins to spark all sorts of thoughts and ideas, which, who knows what could become of them in future? Who knows where they land? Who knows what it will sprout into, what fruit it will bear? I think it's a fantastic initiative.
You know, before you go, I want you to do one thing, because what you've said is very important with the way your writing has been, how you can coach people and all that. Will you want to put your contact out there, or how can people get in touch with you so that they can get to know more about how to go about their writing?
Their writing, yes. You can connect with me on Elizabeth Irene Beatty, Facebook. You can send me a message. And then on Instagram is Elizabeth_Irene_Beatty. You can connect with me as well on Instagram. So Facebook is great, Elizabeth Irene Beatty. Instagram as well, you can DM me.
Elizabeth Irene, thank you so much for your time. Elizabeth Irene Beatty is an author, a medical laboratory director, and a clinical biochemist, and she has been having a conversation with us in the writing space and also on Literacy Challenge 2025. Let's bring you the entertainment highlights now.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment Highlights on Breakfast Daily. My name is Ni Komete Kome, and this is proudly powered by GhanaWeekend.com. Now let's get into our first story. Jamaican dancehall icon Vybz Kartel is reportedly planning a major concert in Accra, Ghana, this December, his first on the African continent. According to Ghanaian broadcaster Gary Al Smith, Kartel has shown interest in booking the 40,000-seat Accra Sports Stadium, a venue graced by stars like Shatta Wale and Stonebwoy. The show, if confirmed, follows Kartel's recent collaborations with Shatta Wale and could become one of Ghana's biggest global music events of 2025. Now to our next highlight. Ghanaian singer Akwabwa has called out the growing trend of social media jealousy, urging people to support their friends' success instead of amplifying negativity. In a July 14 post, he noted that many people ignore achievements but quickly spread insults and criticism. Highlighting the impact this can have on mental health, Akwabwa encouraged embracing positivity and peace as key to personal growth and resilience in life. Now to our next highlight. Ghanaian superstar Stonebwoy has soft launched the 10th anniversary edition of his flagship Beam Festival, igniting excitement online. In a July 15 post, the therapy hitmaker shared a snippet from last year's show, which featured Nigerian star Davido and Jamaican acts Jamil and Tentik, drawing over 40,000 fans to the Accra Sports Stadium. The teaser has fans reminiscing about past editions and eagerly awaiting details for the 2025 celebration, which promises to mark a decade of Stonebwoy's musical impact. Afrobeat sensation Ira Star has earned a gold certification in Canada for her hit single Commerce, surpassing 40,000 units in sales and streams. The milestone was celebrated with a plaque presentation in London during her tour. Released in February 2024, Commerce topped charts and crossed 100 million streams on Spotify, following the success of her platinum-certified hit Rush in the UK. At just 23, Ira Star continues to gain international acclaim, cementing her status as one of Africa's rising global stars. And now let's check out Channel 1 TV's Top 10 Countdown. Number 10.
Popping vibes, one day love is dark, yeah. Love me star, oh baby love me star. Mommy, below, honey, mommy, you see you, honey.
Number 8.
Me and baby, I'm away. Now JJ now way. Ramming I was so much Jason coming away. They see them and family way.
Number 7.
Black, black, black.
Number 6.
Baby, my taste. What a bomb bomb, baby, my grace. Oh, it's amazing. Telling me what I'm going to do. Everybody want that.
Number 5.
Me a pound for pound, me move it town to town. You see me dropping the crown, you comment it. Mama say me when I me run answer. Me seek a dear fifia, me bua na ba. Nancy and me know here ya can't so drain our brain.
Number 4.
Just rewind, let me shake it to the max. Shake it to the max.
Number 3.
One side, one side, shoulder, shoulder, one side, shoulder, shoulder.
Number 2.
Time just another guy, just another guy. Obsessed to my morals, concerned to my liberty. Options overflow, I'm not gonna lie, there's a change in my energy. Praying I never go down. If I step on toes, my apologies. Everything could have been lovely, but I'm just another guy.
Number 1.
Beginning to think I don't need another lover. Found you today, I don't wanna go back. I don't want to be with a Casanova. Yes, I, whatever, ever. But if you do the least, I will find another. Why you want?
This is the Channel 1 Countdown.
That's all for today's entertainment highlight on Breakfast Daily. For more latest stories, exclusive interviews, and all things showbiz, visit GhanaWeekend.com. Stay connected with us on social media. Follow Ghana Weekend on Facebook, X, Snapchat, and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to Ghana Weekend TV on YouTube. Thanks for staying tuned. My name is Ni Komete Kome.
Right, so those are entertainment highlights brought to you by our very own Ni Komete Coming. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're looking at going into that business because your 9 to 5 is not enough, this conversation is for you. This morning, we've been joined in the studio. We're about to have a conversation about an entrepreneurship summit happening, but we've been joined in the studio by Dr. Priscilla Otuo, who is a lecturer at the Department of Marketing and Entrepreneurship at the University of Ghana Business School, as well as Sadiq Abubakar. He's a PhD student and assistant to the Department of Marketing and Entrepreneurship. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. Talk to us, what's the Entrepreneurship Summit, first of all, and what is happening? When is the summit happening? All the details, fill us in. Who is taking?
Okay, so actually, it's a whole program outline for a management week of University of Ghana Business School. It's 45th management week. And as part of the program outline, we have the Entrepreneurship Summit, which is happening on tomorrow. That's Friday. And we invite everyone to be on board. But I mean, this year's program has been a tremendous one because we have had a lot of series of engagement, a lot of programs. We've had it before. On Monday, we had a breakfast meeting with the alumni. Then on Tuesday, we had a program. And on Wednesday, too, we did see how the program is, it's structured is a sense that we have already crammed the program yesterday, which is the Management Day, which we invited His Excellency the President, but unfortunately they couldn't make it. So the Minister of Education was there to grace the program for us and other invited businessmen as well.
Okay, so what are we looking at, or what's going to be the takeaway from this summit?
Okay, so basically, as Sadiq said, it's a celebration of entrepreneurship and innovation at the business school. You know, I don't want to sound like a killjoy this morning. There are no jobs, actually, out there. You can't get jobs.
Yeah.
And we know that we have over 1.4 million unemployed young people out there. And out of that, unfortunately, 22% are from the universities, all right, which is a shame. So we are trying to change the narrative, okay? So we're going to celebrate innovation within the business school tomorrow. We will have students from various departments and fields joining us. So you have someone from the agri space, trying to team up with someone from the business school to come up with an idea. Okay. And we also showcase what we've done so far and with the hub, incubation hub. So we've done a lot for the students. I kind of engage students and I get to know very interesting ideas that these students come up with. So we're going to celebrate these students' creativity and innovation at the hub tomorrow and at the business school tomorrow.
But the ideas are there. One may ask that trying to let the realizing or getting the ideas materialized is sort of like a problem. So since there's entrepreneurship, after the ideas, what next? How do you help these students go through the process and get the business running?
So the good news is that it's just the beginning of a journey. So the Incubation Hub has a 1-year incubation program. And thanks to the British Council, we're able to develop a 1-year curriculum for that particular 1-year program. So after that, okay, so tomorrow I'm going to celebrate entrepreneurship, have fun, pitch, and then they will be taken into the Incubation Hub. So we would have trainings for them, we have mentoring sessions, we would have industry visits for them for that 1-year period, so they can turn their ideas into viable business ventures. That's what really we are going to do after that.
You have been lecturing for a very long time, trying to bridge the gap between academics and also when it comes to industry. You teach them in the classroom and they'll have to come out and be entrepreneurs. But do you think that our space in the country accepts or allows students to really function when it comes to their ideas materializing?
Yeah, I think it's changing. We didn't have it easy. Okay, so I'm with the hub. I'm the coordinator of the incubation hub, so I can share my experience with you. So, and we have a lot of funders, okay, and then stakeholders who support us with what we do. So the British Council, MasterCard Foundation help us to break this gap. So at the hub, for the past 5 or so years, we've had several projects. We liaise with academics. So it's not very strange to come and then see us at Tiobodom, myself and my team at Tiobodom, trying to connect students and these industry players.
Tiobodom where?
Tiobodom, yes.
Okay.
Yes, Tiobodom. Tomatoes. Tomatoes. So we have several projects. One of our flagship projects is what we call the Riser Project.
Okay.
All right. And then we are trying to connect these rural entrepreneurs with what we do at the university. So we are the kind of at the periphery, the boundary spanners who try to bridge this particular gap. We've been doing that for the past 3 years. And now we have a network of universities and tertiary institutions trying to bring all these stakeholders together so we can really absorb what we have in the university. So that narrative is changing, actually.
Interesting. And what's the interest like for us? Well, someone will say, I want to finish school and get a white-collar job and all that. How is the interest like for when it comes to students moving into
they're excited,
the
actually. Now they're understanding that there are no jobs. Initially, I teach entrepreneurship level 300. And when you engage them initially, they don't really see the extent to which we have this challenge, we are facing this challenge in Ghana. But after the semester, then you begin to realize that there's been a change, a mindset change that, look, you can't go out there looking for a white-collar job. It doesn't work. The work, it's not there. It's not there. So it's best that you look for something for yourself to do.
Now, Doc, talk to us about some of the success stories that you've had throughout this period.
Definitely. I can mention Fihankra. Okay, so Fihankra is a team of students from the business school, and they provide security for tourists who come to Ghana. They've been to, now they are in, I think, Uganda, other countries in Africa. And we also have students who are into palm oil production. They have some of their products on the shelves. These are just some of them we can mention. We can go on and on. But I think that basically we've done a lot at the hub and at the business school that we are proud of.
Beautiful. Wrapping up on the conversation, what's the details for tomorrow's event? Where is it happening? What time? And Sadiq, you can take that.
Yeah, so I mean, tomorrow is a whole event. I mean, we're having the Entrepreneurship Summit in the morning, starting from 9 a.m. in the morning, run up through to the evening where we have the movie night as well. So
you have a movie night?
Yes, please.
It's not all about the work.
Oh, you are. You can come.
There's some fun in there. I think we should be there.
Tomorrow is Friday.
Firma will be there.
Yeah, Firma is.
Yeah, yes.
I'm saying Firma.
No, so since she was our bachelor student for the last congregation, and then she's also an entrepreneur, so we want her to be part of the program to also energize the students that at least they can also be there.
Beautiful.
So you were saying tomorrow there's going to be the movie night, the summit.
Yes, and we're even inviting the Afronators to also be part of the program to come and have some event and energize the event for us as well.
I'd like to add that Afronita is a very clear example of entrepreneurship and how you can start something for yourself while in school. So when you look at her journey, she's a typical effectual entrepreneur who uses what she has to create a business. That's why we all actually invited Afronita.
She was on campus?
She's still on campus. Yeah, she's a
student,
business school student. Yeah.
Great. Yes. What time is the event?
Starting from 9 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
But there's one thing I also want to put across, that it's not only for undergrads, it's for just undergrads and postgraduate students as well as alumni. And we're also inviting investors to also come around. Yes. But you can get an idea, you can invest your money in it.
Yes. So now, is it a paid event? Yeah.
It's free, everyone can come around. It's free.
Okay.
Yes, it's an open space, so everyone can come around. Probably can get someone to invest your money in his business.
All right, thank you so much. We've been speaking to Dr. Prisla Ocho, lecturer at the Department of Marketing and Entrepreneurship at the University of Ghana Business School, as well as Sadiq Abubakar, who is assistant to the Department of Marketing and Entrepreneurship. Tomorrow the summit is happening. Please go by and then, as they said, pitch your business. You can get somebody to invest in your business so you can realize your entrepreneurship journey right from there. Thank you so much for watching Breakfast Daily. But just before we go, Philip, today is the birthday of our very own producer as well as a colleague from the newsroom, Dorcas Dede Davis. Happy birthday to you. And Christopher Kevin Esima, happy birthday to you. From all of us here at the Breakfast Daily team, we say have a great year ahead. My name is Jifa Kedi Akoto.
And I am Philip Nilati. Many thanks for your time and keep watching Channel 1 TV.